You are not at the mercy of the world. You are not at the mercy of conditions, circumstances, or outer appearances. There is a higher, lower divine law that governs your supply. And money, yes, even money, is under its jurisdiction. The law of God is the law of abundance, and it knows no lack. When you align with these divine laws, money comes not by chance, not by effort, not by toil, but by divine right, by spiritual alignment, and by fearless faith. So many walk in fear, bound by the illusion that money is hard to earn, hard to keep, or only for the few. But I tell you, money responds to consciousness. It responds to the words you speak, the beliefs you hold, and the vibration you carry. Money is not your master, it is your servant. And the 7 divine laws are your key to commanding it, with peace, with power, and with praise. Every dollar you desire, every bill you wish to pay, every dream you want to fund it, is all possible under divine law. When you understand that your supply comes not from your job, not from people, not from effort, but from spirit itself, then the doors of prosperity begin to open wide, and what was once delayed is now divinely delivered. Speak the word, and watch the universe rearrange itself. Stand in truth, and see how quickly false beliefs vanish. Money is not meant to be chased, it is meant to be received. You are not meant to worry, you are meant to affirm. You are not meant to beg, you are meant to declare. For your words are wands, and your thoughts are magnets. And today you will be reminded of the 7 divine laws that do not fail, that do not falter, and that do not forget. Let your heart be still. Let your spirit rise. Let your soul remember the truth. You are divinely guided, perfectly provided for, and spiritually supported. And the money you need is on its way right now, by divine right, under grace, in perfect ways. Shall we now begin? I align with divine supply. Money flows to me freely, under grace and in perfect ways. I remind myself of this truth, over and over, gently and calmly, until it becomes the song of my spirit. There is no lack in divine mind. There is no delay in divine law. When I align with the higher order, when I trust that I am not separated from my good, but connected to it always, then I allow what is mine to reach me, effortlessly, peacefully, and with perfect ease. There is no need to strive, to push, or to stress. My part is not to force me, part is to align. My part is to become still, to enter the silence, and to know that the law is always working. The supply is always present. Money is not outside of me. It is not hiding. It is not far away. It is close. It is near. It is already mine by divine design. I do not look to people. I do not look to conditions. I look to Source. I look to Spirit. I look to the one true provider of all that is good and all that is needed. When I speak the word, when I hold the truth, when I walk by faith and not by fear, then money must come. Not by force, not by fear, not by worry, but by alignment. It comes in perfect ways. It comes through doors I did not expect. It comes through people I did not anticipate. It comes through channels that surprise and delight. Because when I align with divine supply, I release the idea that I must figure it all out. I release the burden of planning every detail. I walk with peace. I walk with quiet confidence. I walk knowing the way is being prepared even now. I do not need to know how. I do not need to know when. I only need to know that it is done. It is already done in divine mind. It is already complete in the invisible. And as I stay aligned, as I stay faithful, as I stay open, the invisible becomes visible. The formless becomes form. The promise becomes provision. The idea becomes income. The dream becomes a deposit. I live under the law of grace, and under grace all things are possible. All things are easy. All things come without struggle. All things unfold in divine order. I remind myself again and again I am connected to the source of infinite wealth. I am never cut off. I am never lacking. I am never forgotten. The same force that guides the stars, that moves the ocean, that breathes life into every living thing, that same force is guiding my supply. That same force is arranging my finances. That same force is opening up ways for wealth to reach me. I do not need to force the door open. I do not need to knock with desperation. I only need to speak the word, hold the faith, and walk in peace. Because what is mine is already moving toward me. What is mine cannot be taken. What is mine cannot miss me. What is mine is magnetized by my faith. So, I stay in the vibration of peace. I stay in the energy of truth. I stay in the presence of divine knowing. I am one with the supply. I am one with the abundance. I am one with the current that carries all good things. And money, sweet and sacred, is part of that good. I no longer see it as separate from the spiritual. I no longer see it as outside of grace. It is a divine tool. It is an instrument of blessing. And when I align with divine supply, I allow that blessing to pour in freely, easily, and joyfully. I am safe. I am provided for. I am supported. I am surrounded. There is no fear in divine mind. There is no scarcity in divine order. I align. I affirm. I allow. Again and again, I say the word. I breathe the truth. I rest in the knowing. I align with divine supply. Money flows to me freely, under grace and in perfect ways. What I seek is seeking me. Every dollar I desire is already on its way by divine right. I breathe in this truth like soft morning light, letting it gently settle in the deepest corners of my being. I do not chase. I do not beg. I do not plead. I remember now I attract by alignment. I receive by grace, and I move by faith. That which my heart desires is already in motion, already coming, already near. I no longer ask when. I no longer ask how. I simply rest in the calm, knowing that the desire planted in my heart is not empty, but divine. If I seek abundance, it is because abundance has already begun seeking me. If I seek peace with money, it is because peace with money is already circling my life. What I seek is drawn to the vibration of my belief. What I seek responds to the language of my soul. And the soul speaks through feeling, not fear, through knowing, not needing. So I soften the noise. I release the pressure. I speak to the silence where all things are born. Every dollar I desire is not outside of me, but already part of the unseen good that belongs to me by right of consciousness. I do not create from lack. I create from truth. I create from alignment. The more I affirm that what I seek is seeking me, the more I allow it to appear, not by force, not by striving, but by the rhythm of the divine. I was never meant to struggle for my supply. I was meant to claim it, speak it, and expect it. The river of money that belongs to me flows in perfect timing, in perfect channels, in perfect ways. I do not fear the waiting. I do not panic in the stillness. I know that the soil must be soft before the seed can bloom. I know that the soul must be prepared before the manifestation arrives. So I allow the process. I do not rush the law. I do not doubt the design. I stay still and faithful. Every time I feel the desire for more, I remind myself that the desire is a signal, a message, a spiritual telegram telling me that my supply is already forming in the invisible. I do not doubt the message. I do not silence the desire. I embrace it, honor it, and align with it. The more I feel it, the more I know it is real. The more I affirm it, the more I call it into form. Money is not running from me. It is not hiding from me. It is not withholding itself from me. Money is looking for the one who believes. Money is looking for the one who expects. Money is looking for the one who says, I am ready. I am willing. I am open. And I am. I am ready for the good that belongs to me. I am willing to let go of fear. I am open to the ways that wealth may come, ways I have seen and ways I have never imagined. I no longer chase after money with worry. I no longer look around in comparison. I look within. I look to the source. I look to the truth. That which I seek is already mine. That which I desire is already traveling toward me. That which I long for is already drawn by the magnet of my faith. I do not have to convince. I do not have to beguile, only have to align, to affirm, and to allow. There is a rhythm to receiving. There is a divine dance of giving and welcoming. I step into that dance with grace. I let my mind rest and my soul rise. I let my words speak faith and not fear. I let my heart stay open to miracles and movement. Because what I seek is not far. What I seek is not difficult. What I seek is not delayed. It is right here, coming closer, flowing faster, finding me now. And so I say again, calmly, quietly, certainly what I seek is seeking me. Every dollar I desire is already on its way by divine right. I do not chase. I attract money comes to me through unexpected doors and channels. I repeat this slowly, softly, until the words begin to hum through every cell of my body. I do not chase. I attract. I let go of the exhausting need to pursue. I release the belief that I must run after money with fear in my steps and desperation in my hands. I remember that divine law does not require panic. Divine law responds to peace, to presence, to trust. I attract with calm certainty. I attract with quiet power. I become the magnet, and money becomes the metal. I do not chase the metal. I become the magnet. I do not need to run or scramble or stress, because what is mine cannot be lost. What is mine cannot be missed. What is mine finds me when I stand still in the knowing, when I radiate belief, when I walk in the frequency of trust. Money comes to me when I release the grip. It arrives when I stop looking for it with fear and begin expecting it with peace. The energy of attraction is soft but strong. It does not shout. It does not demand. It simply draws all that belongs to it through the invisible laws that never fail. I no longer feel rushed. I no longer feel behind. I no longer feel that I must hustle for my worth. I was never meant to chase what was already mine. I was meant to prepare space. I was meant to hold the vibration. I was meant to stand with open arms, knowing that money has always known the way to me. Money comes to me through unexpected doors and channels. Not only the obvious ways, not only the common paths, but through secret openings arranged by spirit. It shows up where I never looked. It appears where I never planned. And I welcome it. I bless it. I receive it with joy. I do not limit the how. I do not block the flow. I do not say it must come this way. I simply affirm it is coming. And it does. I open my heart to unexpected favor. I open my life to sudden opportunities. I open my spirit to divine surprises. I am ready to receive from places I never imagined, people I never expected, sources I never considered. I trust the intelligence of the universe. I trust the wisdom of the law. I trust that money knows how to find the one who is ready without resistance, without fear, without doubt. And I am ready. I am open. I am aligned. When I stop chasing, I start receiving. When I stop striving, I start attracting. I do not need to convince the universe to bless me. The blessing is already mine. I only need to allow it in. I only need to be in harmony with it. I only need to feel it, believe it, speak it, and live as if it were already so. Because it is. In the divine it is already done. In the invisible it is already moving. In the unseen it is already unfolding. And so I live in the vibration of arrival. I live in the atmosphere of abundance. I live in the rhythm of trust. I do not watch the clock. I do not question the timing. I stay in the stillness where power lives. I stay in the peace where miracles grow. I stay in the faith where everything begins. I am no longer available for the struggle story. I am no longer willing to live in chase mode. I am aligned with divine intelligence. I am aligned with grace. I am aligned with ease. Money flows to me because I radiate the belief that it already has. Money comes to me because I stand still and let it. I receive not by pushing, but by allowing. I receive not by fear, but by faith. I do not chase. I attract. And all that I desire begins to rise, begins to move, begins to appear. My words are powerful. I speak abundance, and abundance appears. I repeat this softly, gently, as if I were watering the garden of my soul. I speak abundance. I breathe abundance. I affirm abundance. And I watch, with calm assurance, as it appears before Menno through struggle, not through force, but through the mighty law of the spoken word. My words do not fall to the ground. My words do not vanish in silence. My words are seeds, and the soil of the universe is always listening. Every time I speak in faith, the universe answers. Every time I declare my good, the invisible begins to form the visible. I no longer speak from fear, for I have seen what fear-filled words can create. I no longer speak from lack, for I understand that lack multiplies when I give it voice. Now, I speak only what I desire. I speak what I wish to see. I speak what I know is already mine by divine right. For my words are not idle. My words are not empty. My words carry power, the power of life, the power of wealth, the power of creation. When I say, I am wealthy, the universe begins to agree. When I say, I am provided for, the doors begin to open. When I say, I am divinely guided in all financial matters, the answers begin to arrive. I do not need to explain. I do not need to beg. I only need to speak from truth. I speak from spiritual law, not human logic. I speak from divine knowing, not outer appearances. I speak abundance, even when I cannot yet see it, because I know that the word goes before the manifestation. I bless my words. I guard them gently. I do not throw them away in complaint. I do not waste them in fear. I use them with purpose. I use them with reverence. I use them to call in my good. I speak money into my life. I speak wealth into my hands. I speak prosperity into every corner of my experience. I do not wonder if the words are working. I know they are. I trust the law. I trust the seed. I trust the timing. There is no need to monitor the soil. There is no need to dig up the roots. I plant the words, and I let the law do the rest. I do not speak against what I've already spoken. I do not cancel the blessing with doubt. I remain steady. I remain faithful. I remain in agreement with my own declarations, because what I speak with conviction becomes what I live with ease. What I affirm with joy becomes what I experience with peace. I do not try to make things happen. I speak them into being. I do not force change. I declare it. The universe is a mirror, always reflecting back the vibration of my voice. I speak with clarity. I speak with love. I speak with power. Even in silence, my inner words matter. Even in stillness, my energy speaks. So I watch the whispers of my mind and I fill them with truth. I replace the hidden murmurs of fear with quiet affirmations of faith. I say, there is always more money coming. I say, I am always supported. I say, I live in the overflow. And when I speak it, I believe it. And when I believe it, I receive it. Because my words do not return void. They go out, and they create. They build. They move energy. They command supply. I no longer speak casually. I speak consciously. I no longer speak from emotion. I speak from truth. And the truth I's abundance is mine. The truth is money hears me. The truth is I speak, and the world responds. I speak to the invisible, and it shapes the visible. I speak to the silence, and it echoes with my good. I speak not to complain, but to create. I speak not to describe lack, but to command increase. I speak not to report the facts, but to write a new reality, and every time I do, the abundance begins to appear. I release all fear around money. God is my source, and I am forever provided for. I whisper these words softly into the stillness of my being, allowing them to sink into the soil of my soul. I release fear. I release worry. I release the tight grip I once held around my finances. There is no fear in divine mind. There is no fear in the presence of truth. Where God is, fear dissolves, and I remember now God is always here. God is always with me, and God is the unfailing source of all my supply. I no longer see money as something I must earn through struggle. I no longer see money as a prize to chase or a reward for worry. I no longer tie my provision to the limits of human effort or the instability of the world. I anchor my faith in something higher. I anchor my security in something eternal. I anchor my peace in the knowing that God is my source. Not a job, not a person, not the economy. God alone, steady and faithful, unfailing and eternal. Every time I feel fear rise, I pause. I breathe. I remember. I do not need to figure it all out. I do not need to calculate the path. I do not need to force a solution. I only need to align with truth, and the truth is I am already provided for. The truth is my needs are known before I speak them. The truth is the supply is already prepared, and so I stop wrestling with fear. I stop feeding the worry. I stop imagining lack. I return to the quiet center of faith where provision flows without resistance. I have lived long enough with the heavy energy of lack. I have lived long enough in the echo of not enough. But now I choose a new echo. I choose the vibration of more than enough. I choose the frequency of sufficiency. I choose to believe that everything I need is here now, or on its way. I release the old belief that says, I must stress in order to survive. I release the inherited fear that says, money is hard to get and easy to lose. I break the pattern. I interrupt the worry. I rewrite the story. I let peace take root. God is my source. The fountain never runs dry. The channel never closes. The river never stops flowing. Even if one door closes, another opens, because the source is not the door, the source is spirit. And spirit is not limited. Spirit is not lacking. Spirit is not afraid. So why should I be? Why should I doubt when the law is unchanging? Why should I panic when the supply is infinite? Why should I fear when the truth is that I am always supported? I remind myself gently, again and again, that fear is not a requirement. Fear is not necessary. Fear is not truth. Fear is the absence of remembering. And when I remember who I am, when I remember whose I am, fear fades. When I return to the quiet knowing that I am safe, fear weakens. When I speak with calm authority, fear surrenders. I say, I am divinely cared for. I say, I am supplied in every moment. I say, I walk in the abundance of spiritual law. And every time I say it, the fear melts away just a little more. I am not here to worry, I am here to trust. I am not here to calculate every outcome, I am here to walk in faith. I am not here to suffer in silence, I am here to speak the word of abundance and live by it. I now declare the end of fear around money. I now declare the beginning of peace. I now affirm that God is my source, and therefore I cannot be without. I now rest in the truth that all is well, all is unfolding, and all is provided. I no longer ask from fear, I expect from faith. I no longer beg, I declare. I no longer shrink, I expand. I walk through life as one who knows they are backed by the full force of divine supply. I am forever provided for. I am forever supported. I am forever at peace. I trust divine timing money arrives exactly when I need it. Never too late, never too early. I breathe in the truth of this softly, slowly, and let it wrap around every restless thought, every anxious whisper, every fearful clock ticking inside me. I let go of the panic that says I am behind. I release the urgency that tells me I must rush. I no longer count the days in dread. I no longer look at time as my enemy. Time is not against me. Time is not the master. Time is the servant of divine law, and divine law is always on time. I trust the rhythm of the unseen. I trust that things are moving even when I cannot see them. I trust that money knows when to arrive. I trust that the invisible has a plan that is wiser than mine. I let go of the illusion of delay. There are no delays in the spirit. There is only perfect sequence, perfect preparation, perfect unfolding. And so I rest. I rest in the knowing that what I need, when I need it, will arrive always, without fail. I have known the discomfort of waiting. I have felt the tightness of watching the calendar, the pressure of looking at the bills, but I have also seen what happens when I surrender. I have seen what happens when I stop pushing and start trusting. Miracles come, unexpected channels open. What once seemed impossible appears with ease. Because when I trust divine timing, I stop interfering with the order. I stop planting seeds and digging them up. I stop trying to rush the bloom. I allow the flower to open in its own time, in its own beauty, in its own glory. I do not need to rush the universe. The universe is not late. The law is not broken. I trust that there is a timing for everything, both seen and unseen. I trust that there are arrangements being made on my behalf, conversations I cannot hear, decisions I do not yet know of, movements happening in silence that are aligning my good with perfect precision. I trust that even when it looks like nothing is happening, everything is happening, and so I stay steady. I stay anchored. I stay rooted in the knowing that my provision is already promised, and promises in spirit are never broken. I no longer compare my timing to another's. I no longer feel the need to rush simply because someone else has arrived. My journey is divine, my timing is divine. My story is unfolding in harmony with something greater than my mind can understand. And I trust it. I honor it. I bless it. I no longer say, "It's too late." I say, "It's right on time." I no longer say, "It should have happened by now." I say, "It will happen exactly when it should." And these words bring me peace. These words calm the storm. These words create the space for money to move without resistance. I live in a world where the law works. I live in a life where nothing is random. I live in a body where divine wisdom beats my heart, and if my breath is timed with perfection, so too is my money. I no longer beg for it to come faster. I no longer doubt because I cannot see the hour. I speak the word. I hold the faith. I open my hands and I say, I am ready whenever it is time. And in that readiness, the flow begins. Money is not late. It is not early. It is divine. It moves with divine instruction. It shows up when the way is made clear. It appears when I am prepared to receive it, and I am always being prepared. Every moment, every experience, every delay I once feared was simply making space, strengthening belief, shaping me for more. And now, I trust it. I trust all of it. The quiet seasons, the waiting rooms, the in-between. They are not wasted, they are sacred. They are where faith is built, where trust is formed, where miracles begin. I rest in the wisdom that the law has never failed me. I breathe in the assurance that spirit has perfect timing. I remind myself again and again money arrives exactly when I need it. Not before to overwhelm, not after to distress, but right on time, with right purpose, through right channels. I live by this truth. I rest in this rhythm. I trust divine timing. I walk in unwavering faith riches, opportunities, and favor follow me effortlessly. I let this truth settle into my breath, into my bones, into the very rhythm of my being. I walk not with fear, not with hesitation, not with doubt, but with faith that does not bend, that does not waver, that does not ask how or when. I walk in faith because faith is the substance of the unseen. Faith is the bridge between my belief and my reality. Faith is the divine yes that opens all doors. When I walk in unwavering faith, I do not chase riches, they are already behind me, following me, moving toward me without force. When I walk in unwavering faith, I do not knock in desperation, opportunities rise to meet me. I do not beg for favor, favor flows toward the one who believes. I live not in pursuit, but in presence. I do not ask, will it happen? I say, it is already done. I no longer cling to signs, for I have the signal of truth within me. I no longer search the outside world, for I am guided from the inside. My walk is steady, my step is sure, my spirit is calm. Even when I cannot see the outcome, I do not stumble. Even when the way is quiet, I do not retreat. I walk with the certainty of one who knows that they are supported by something greater, something eternal, something perfect. I am not led by fear. I am led by the divine current that whispers yes, even when the world says wait. I follow that yes. I follow that whisper. I walk in the direction of my knowing. I do not look to appearances to decide what is possible. I do not measure my future by my past. I do not weigh my belief against statistics or circumstances. I walk by faith, not by sight. I walk by trust, not by trend. I walk by truth, not by temporary noise. The world may speak in limitation, but I answer with expansion. The world may echo scarcity, but I repeat abundance. The world may try to shake my certainty, but I remain still in knowing. I have learned that riches are not earned through fear, but through alignment. I have seen that opportunities do not arrive through panic, but through peace. I have witnessed favor come not by force but by flow, and so I stay in flow. I stay in alignment. I stay in the vibration of ease. I do not compete. I do not compare. I walk in faith, and that is enough. I walk in faith, and everything I need is drawn to me not with effort, but with grace. Even when things seem uncertain, I do not let go of my knowing. Even when the path is unclear, I do not stop walking. Faith is not loud, it is quiet. Faith is not anxious, it is still. Faith is not shaky, it is solid. And I choose it again and again, in every step, in every breath, in every moment. I do not wait until things appear to believe. I believe so that things may appear. I do not ask for proof, I become the proof. I walk knowing that unseen forces are already moving on my behalf. I walk knowing that divine orchestration is already setting the stage. I walk knowing that every step I take in faith is a step toward my wealth, my opportunity, my blessing, and with each step, something opens. With each step, something shifts. With each step, something aligns. I do not need to see the whole path to trust the next step. I only need to know that I am guided. I only need to know that I am protected. I only need to know that I am supported. I walk in unwavering faith, and so I do not worry. I walk in unwavering faith, and so I do not fear. I walk in unwavering faith, and so I do not lack. Riches find their way to me. Opportunities reveal themselves with divine timing. Favor surrounds me like light, like wind, like breath. And I keep walking, step by step, moment by moment, guided by the stillness within. I do not look back. I do not hesitate. I walk with grace. I walk with peace. I walk with faith that cannot be shaken. And now, I rest in the silence of knowing. I rest in the still power that speaks without words and moves without sound. I rest in the center of divine mind where all things are possible and nothing is withheld. I have aligned with the laws that govern wealth. I have spoken truth. I have released fear. I have walked in faith. And now, I simply receive. I do not reach for my good, it reaches for me. I do not force open the way opens because I have believed. I do not beg the universe, I declare my place in it. I live in the flow of grace, where money is no longer a struggle, but a servant of truth. I live in the rhythm of spiritual law, where what I seek is always seeking me. I live in the consciousness of abundance, where every dollar, every opportunity, every blessing comes not by accident, but by alignment. I am in harmony with the divine. I am in step with supply. I am in love with life itself. My wealth is not just measured in money, but in peace, in trust, in knowing. I no longer chase, I attract. I no longer fear, I affirm. I no longer wait, I receive. All is well, all is done. All is mine, by divine right, under grace, in perfect and beautiful ways. I now prepare my mind to receive. I now prepare my spirit to align. Divine substance is always present, and the supply is never limited. What I see on my vision board is not fantasy. It is a divine promise waiting to unfold. The images I place before me are not idle dreams. They are spiritual seeds, charged within the law of belief, rooted in the law of attraction and watered daily by the word. There is no luck in the law. There is only alignment. And when the soul is aligned, it draws to itself the perfect manifestation in perfect timing. The lottery, too, is a divine channel. If the heart is right, the faith is strong, and the vision is true. I say, nothing is too good to be true. Nothing is too wonderful to happen, and nothing is too marvelous to last. For with God all things are possible, and what I see I shall receive. These 6 vision board success tips are more than methods. They are spiritual instructions. They are keys to unlock the gates of abundance. They are signs to the subconscious, speaking in the language it understands. Image, emotion, repetition, and faith. As I apply these truths, I am not hoping. I am knowing. I am not wishing. I am declaring. I am not begging. I am receiving. Divine selection is now working for me. What is mine cannot be taken. What is for me rushes to me with perfect ease and grace. I walk boldly in the direction of my dream, for I do not walk alone. Infinite intelligence goes before me and prepares the way. Now, with a heart full of gratitude and a spirit full of trust, I welcome the manifestation of my lottery blessing. I welcome divine ideas, divine timing, divine outcomes. I am now ready to learn, to apply, and to allow these 6 powerful tips to work through me and for me. I trust the vision. I trust the law. I trust the divine. When you release it in faith, you receive it in form. And when that form begins its journey toward you, it does not arrive by accident. It arrives because you have made room for it. You have created the sacred space. You have sent the signal. And you have said with unwavering spirit, "This is already mine." And this is why the first seed you plant upon your vision board must be chosen with care, not from the head, but from the heart. For divine substance responds not to what is forced, but to what is felt. You must not ask, what do others place on their vision boards? You must ask instead, what awakens my spirit? Because the law responds to vibration, not words alone, but the vibration behind them. Not images alone, but the current they carry. So when your eyes fall upon a picture of a winning lottery ticket, a dream home, or a check with your name written in abundance, ask yourself, does this stir my inner being? Does this make me breathe deeper, smile wider, dream louder? If the answer is yes, then that image holds power for you. It is not just ink on paper. It is a carrier of intention. Many place what they think they should want. But spiritual law does not work by obligation. It works by alignment. When something makes you say, yes, that's for me, you are witnessing divine communication. That reaction is your sign. Your soul recognizes what already belongs to it in the invisible. This is why some images will leave you unmoved, while others send a current through your heart. That current is your compass. Trust it. Do not fill your board with too many things. God is not impressed by clutter. He is pleased by clarity. One true desire, felt deeply, aligned completely, spoken faithfully, and visualized daily, is more powerful than 1,000 empty wishes. Let your board reflect your divine agreement with your desire. Not noise, but signal. Not confusion, but certainty. Choose what makes your soul leap, what makes your breath catch, what makes your inner voice say, yes, this is the life I am meant to live. And do not judge your desires. If a luxurious car, a dream vacation, or a large lottery win brings you joy, then it is worthy of space. God's riches are unlimited. You cannot ask for too much. The law of supply is infinite. There is no shortage in divine mind. When you choose images of wealth, you are not stealing from another. You are aligning with your own stream of good. There is no competition in spirit. What is yours cannot be denied, and what belongs to others cannot be taken. Once you've chosen your images, sit with them, close your eyes, breathe, feel. Imagine that the scene is already alive in your world. Hear the sounds, smell the air, taste the victory. See yourself living it, not reaching for it, but in it. This feeling is not fantasy, it is prophecy, for the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the signal that calls it into form. Your vision board becomes a doorway, and every image on it is a key. So let your board reflect not what you hope for, but what you already possess in the spiritual realm. Because hope is passive, but knowing is power, and you must know it before you can hold it. Your board is not a decoration, it is a declaration. It is your silent but steady prayer, made visible. It is your soul speaking to the universe in symbols and pictures, saying, I am ready, I am worthy, I am open. And once the board begins to feel alive, once each image begins to whisper to you, once your body begins to respond to the vision as though it were already true, then you have stepped into the power of creative imagination. And there, in that still place of inner agreement, your manifestation begins. Not out there, but in here. Because the outer world is just a reflection. The real creation happens first in spirit. The image you choose is not just a picture. It is a promise. It is the voice of God saying, if you can see it, I can send it. If you can see it, I can send it. And so the image becomes the signal, and the signal must be seen again and again. For what you do not consistently behold, you unconsciously forget. And when you forget the vision, the vibration begins to fade. The dream doesn't die, but it sleeps. And the law is always listening, always responding, not to what you remember once, but to what you dwell upon daily. That is why your vision board must not be placed and seek way behind shadows or tucked away behind doors. It must live where your eyes fall without effort. It must greet you in the morning and bless you in the quiet of night. It must become familiar, so familiar that your spirit begins to accept it as true. Repetition is recognition in the language of the soul. What you see, you begin to believe. What you believe, you begin to expect. And what you expect, you invite. This is not magic, it is law. So place the board in a space where it can do its quiet work. You need not stare at it with strained focus. Just allow it to be near, like a gentle presence that reminds you. It is done, it is coming, it is yours. Some place their vision board beneath their mirror, so their reflection and their dream are seen together, one in the same frame. Others place it by the bedside. So it is the last vision before sleep, and the first blessing upon waking. Some walk by it in their hallway. Some rest it at the corner of their prayer space. There is no right place, only the place where it will be seen often and held sacred. Not just decoration, but declaration. Not background, but center. As your eyes fall upon the board again and again, something soft begins to shift inside. Doubt gives way to familiarity. Resistance gives way to acceptance. You are training your mind to normalize abundance. You are reprogramming your subconscious with symbols of certainty. What once seemed far begins to feel close. What once seemed too large begins to feel natural. The images start to look like home. Bat holo home, not hope. And that is when the miracle begins to move toward you. Not through struggle, but through spiritual law. You may not feel it on the first day. You may not sense it on the second. But do not judge by appearances. Every glance waters the seed. Every moment in the presence of your vision strengthens the signal. You are speaking to the universe in silence. You are saying without words, I remember, I believe, I receive. There is power in the casual glance. There is power in the soft whisper of repetition. The vision board works not through willpower, but through surrender. Through surrender to the truth that what you see consistently, you begin to become. You are not forcing the dream. You are becoming one with it. You are not chasing it. You are aligning with it. And if ever your mind tries to reject what it sees, if it says, "This is too big," or "This is not for me," gently smile and turn back to the board. Speak to the doubt with love, not anger. Say, "Thank you for protecting me, but this is safe. This is good. This is mine." And over time, even your doubts will soften. Even your resistance will yield. Because love is stronger than fear, and truth is stronger than conditioning. Let the board remain before you as a quiet teacher. Let it remind you that you are not waiting, you are preparing. Let it speak the message you are ready to hear. That what you see is already formed in the unseen. That what you desire is not a distant star, but a gift already marked with your name. That what is meant for you is moving toward you, faster than you can imagine, in ways you cannot plan, through channels you may never predict. And the more you see it, the more you know it. The more you know it, the more you live as though it were done. And in the language of manifestation, that is the final key. To live in the vibration of the end, to walk in the energy of fulfillment, to act in the spirit of arrival. Because once the vision becomes familiar, and once the familiar becomes normal, your life begins to reflect it, like a mirror made of faith. Because once the vision becomes familiar, and once the familiar becomes normal, your life begins to reflect it like a mirror made of faith. But to strengthen that mirror, to polish its surface so that your reality may shine through clearly and without distortion, you must now speak. For what you see with your eyes must be echoed with your words. The word is the wand. The word is the wand. It is the spiritual brush stroke that gives shape and life to the image on your board. Without it, the picture remains still. But when the word is added in love, with faith, it breathes, it moves, it becomes alive in the ethers. Words are not mere sounds. They are seeds of creation. They carry vibration, and vibration is the language of the law. Every time you speak over your vision board, you are charving it with power. You are telling the direction. This is something the universe. This is not just something I see, spoken and declare. It, the word, it must spoke return void. It must do turn faith. It must do the work. It must accomplish that which it was sent to do. So now, gently, lovingly, choose the words that match your dream. Let your affirmations be present, not future. Not I will, but I am. Not someday, but now. Speak it as already done. I am a lottery winner. I am financially free. I am divinely guided to the perfect numbers at the perfect time, in the perfect way. I now receive unexpected money in expected and unexpected ways. Large sums of money flow to me with grace. I am worthy of miracles. I live in wealth. I walk in overflow. Say it aloud. Whisper it in stillness. Write it near each image. Let each word wrap around the picture like light. Let the board hear your voice often, and let your voice carry the weight of belief. For when the heart believes, the words carry fire. And when fire is added to vision, it becomes unstoppable. God spoke the world into existence. And you, made in divine image, speak your world too. The subconscious mind accepts whatever is repeated with feeling. It does not argue, it does not reason, it simply receives and acts. So do not let your words contradict your vision. Do not say, I never win anything. Then look at your board and hope for a win. The two cannot exist together. A double-minded man receives nothing. Align your speech with your spirit. Let every declaration be clean, clear, and full of light. If ever you feel doubt trying to creep in, if fear begins to whisper, cancel it quickly with a greater word. Speak louder. Speak clearer. Speak stronger. Say, God's wealth is circulating in my life. I am a magnet for miracles. My good is rushing toward me now. I receive with joy. I receive with ease. The word is your shield. Use it. And don't just speak when you're hopeful. Speak when you feel nothing at all. Speak when you're tired. Speak when you're low. Speak until your spirit rises again, until your board glows again. The word has resurrection power. It lifts the vibration. It renews the mind. It opens the path. Keep speaking. Some days write your affirmations by hand. Let the words flow through your fingers onto paper. Post them near the board. Stick them above your mirror. Tape them to your fridge. Saturate your space with sound and symbol. Make your environment a garden of faith so the dream has no choice but to grow. And remember, the words do not make it true. They reveal what has always been true in spirit. The wealth was already there. The win was already yours. The supply was never missing. Your words simply awaken your awareness to what your soul has always known, that you are the heir of divine abundance, the child of a limitless source, the receiver of what is already prepared. And with each word, you become more magnetic. With each declaration, the field around you shifts. Circumstances rearrange, opportunities rise, doors open, all because you chose to say, "This is mine. It is done. It is now." The board listens, the law listens, the universe listens. And then, without force, without strain, the very thing you spoke begins to speak back. And then, without force, without strain, the very thing you spoke begins to speak back. It comes softly at first as a feeling, a warmth in the heart, a knowing in the soul. Before the form appears, the feeling must take root. For feeling is the secret. It is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. When you feel the joy as if it were already here, the law become one with the thing desired. The law does not wait for proof to be spawned. It waits for faith to be felt. You must feel the joy before it arrives. Not pretend, not force, but gently allow your inner world to taste what your outer world has not yet shown. You do not wait for the win to celebrate. You celebrate to welcome the win. For what you feel in advance, you invite into form. Joy is the evidence of faith. Joy is the vibration of answered prayer. And the universe responds to vibration, not time. So let your feelings lead the way. Each time you stand before your vision board, don't just look, enter. Close your eyes, breathe deeply. See the moment as already fulfilled. Hold the ticket. Hear the numbers called. Imagine the freedom washing over you. What would you do that day? Who would you call? How would your body feel if you knew beyond doubt that the blessing had already come? Live that now. You are not lying to yourself. You are aligning with your higher self. The self that already knows, already sees, already celebrates. The self that walks in truth before it is seen. This is not fantasy. It is divine preparation. For what you feel as real becomes real. That is the law. You do not create by effort. You create by embodiment. So laugh a little more. Smile a little wider. Let your joy rise, not because the world gave you a reason, but because your spirit already holds the promise. Say softly to yourself, "It is done. It is finished. It is mine now." Let the joy bubble up from within, not requiring evidence, not requiring signs, for joy is the sign. It is the spiritual signal that you have received the blessing in consciousness. And once it is received in consciousness, nothing can keep it from appearing in experience. Nothing, not delay, not logic, not doubt from others. Once you have received it emotionally, the outer world must respond. It has no choice. It must reflect the inner reality. That is the law. That is the truth that makes manifestation effortless. You are not working and not working to get the dream. You are becoming the dream. You are not chasing a future. You are living a vibration. You are not waiting for the win. You are walking in the win. And every step you take in joy is a step of divine faith. Joy is the proof that your spirit trusts. Joy is the atmosphere in which miracles unfold with ease. Let this joy become a habit. Make it part of your daily walk, even if nothing in your world has changed. Choose to feel from the end. Wake up grateful. Speak in world. Speak in victory. Move as if all is well. For in truth, it already is. And when the vision board begins to feel more like a memory than a wish, when the feelings it gives you feel familiar, not foreign, then manifestation is near. Do not wait for your bank balance to feel rich. Feel rich now. Do not wait for the world to give before you feel full. Feel full now. The law does not bring joy to the one who waits. It brings joy to the one who lives in the vibration of already having. For to him who has, more shall be given. And to have is to feel it real. So today, give thanks in advance, laugh in advance, celebrate in advance. Let your joy be loud, let it be soft. Let it rise however it wants to. And when your joy becomes your natural state, when you need no evidence to feel the blessing, then the evidence comes. Without force, without delay. Because you no longer seek it, because you have become it. Because you no longer seek it, you have become it. And once you become the feeling, once you breathe in the blessing before it comes, once joy becomes your natural atmosphere, the vision no longer feels like a dream. It feels like home. It becomes a part of you, and like all sacred things that dwell within the heart, it must be honored. And that is why each day you bless the board. Not as a ritual of pressure, but you do not beg this of praise. You do not beg the board, you bless it. You do not plead with the images, you not plead the board. You partner with them, because these are not simply pictures. They are promises, glimpses of the invisible made visible. The vision board is more than a tool, it is an altar. And an altar is a place of agreement, a space where heaven and earth meet. When you stand before it, you are not just looking. You are aligning. You are entering into divine agreement with the life that has already been prepared for you. You are stepping into the vibration of yes. And every yes you give is a magnet. It pulls the blessing closer. So each day, whether morning or night, pause before your board and let your words flow gently, like a soft rain on thirsty soil. Speak to your vision as though it were a living thing. And it is. Say, I bless this board. I bless every image. I bless the dream it carries. I bless the wealth that is already mine. I bless the winning ticket that finds its way to me by divine design. I bless the ease, the joy, the overflow. I bless the path, even though I cannot see it, because I know it is unfolding for me now. Do not rush through the blessing. Let it be slow. Let it be sacred. Let it be full of trust. You are not commanding the universe. You are communing with it, and communion does not require noise. It requires presence. Sometimes your blessing will be words. Sometimes it will be a soft hand resting on the board. Sometimes it will be silence filled with faith. Whatever form it takes, let it come from a heart that already knows. I am not trying it to make this happen. I am allowing it slow. I am not trying it to unfold. And when doubt tries to enter, when delay tempts you to question, return to the blessing. Let it center you. Let it remind you that your vision board is not just a collection of hopes. It is a spiritual agreement, a silent covenant between you and the divine. And what is agreed upon in spirit must manifest in time. This is law. This is truth. This is peace. If ever you feel weary, let the blessing restore you. Let ever you feel disconnected, let the blessing reconnect you. If ever you feel forgotten, let the blessing remind you that you are always seen, always heard, always guided. The blessing is not for the board, it is for you. Each word you speak blesses your own vibration. Each word lifts you higher, steadies your heart, calms your spirit. And as you bless your board, you also bless your life. You begin to walk through your day with the residue of faith still on you. Your thoughts soften, your actions align, your energy becomes magnetic. People feel it. Circumstances shift. And all because you remembered to bless rather than chase, to trust rather than force. Your blessing is your anchor. Your blessing is your light. And when the board becomes more than a tool, when it becomes your daily reminder that the universe is working, even when you do not see it, you begin to live in a new way. You stop watching the clock. You stopped measuring times. You stopped needing signs, because the act of blessing becomes the sign. And so you continue day by day, moment by moment, blessing what has not yet appeared, knowing it already exists, blessing the process, knowing the outcome is guaranteed, blessing the invisible, knowing that faith makes it visible. And in this quiet, holy rhythm, miracles move, not because you demanded, but because you believed. Not because you proved yourself, but because you praised the promise. Not because you had control, but because you had trust. And then without force, without strain, the very thing you spoke begins to speak back. It comes softly at first as a feeling, a warmth in the heart, a knowing in the soul. Before the form appears, the feeling must take root. For feeling is the secret. It is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. When you feel the joy as if it were already here, the law become one with the thing desired. The law does not wait for truth to be spawned. It waits for faith to be felt. You must feel the joy before it arrives. Not pretend, not force, but gently allow your inner world to taste what your outer world has not yet shown. You do not wait for the win to celebrate. You celebrate to welcome the win. For what you feel in advance, you invite into form. Joy is the evidence of faith. Joy is the vibration of answered prayer. And the universe responds to vibration, not time. So let your feelings lead the way. Each time you stand before your vision board, don't just look, enter. Close your eyes, breathe deeply. See the moment as already fulfilled. Hold the ticket. Hear the numbers called. Imagine the freedom washing over you. What would you do that day? Who would you call? How would your body feel if you knew beyond doubt that the blessing had already come? Live that now. You are not lying to yourself. You are aligning with your higher self. The self that already knows, already sees, already celebrates. The self that walks in truth before it is seen. This is not fantasy. It is divine preparation. For what you feel as real becomes real. That is the law. You do not create by effort, you create by embodiment. So laugh a little more, smile a little wider. Let your joy rise, not because the world gave you a reason, but because your spirit already holds the promise. Say softly to yourself, it is done, it is finished, it is mine now. Let the joy bubble up from within, not requiring evidence, not requiring signs, for joy is the sign. It is the spiritual signal that you have received the blessing in consciousness. And once it is received in consciousness, nothing can keep it from appearing in experience. Nothing, not delay, not logic, not doubt from others. Once you have received it emotionally, the outer world must respond. It has no choice. It must reflect the inner reality. That is the law. That is the truth that makes manifestation effortless. You are not working and not working to get the dream. You are becoming the dream. You are not chasing a future. You are living a vibration. You are not waiting for the win. You are walking in the when. And every step you take in joy is a step of divine faith. Joy is the proof that your spirit trusts. Joy is the atmosphere in which miracles unfold with ease. Let this joy become a habit. Make it part of your daily walk, even if nothing in your world has changed. Choose to feel from the end. Wake up grateful. Speak in world. Speak in victory. Move as if all is well. For in truth, it already is. And when the vision board begins to feel more like a memory than a wish, when the feelings it gives you feel familiar, not foreign, then manifestation is near. Do not wait for your bank balance to feel rich. Feel rich now. Do not wait for the world to give before you feel full. Feel full now. The law does not bring joy to the one who waits. It brings joy to the one who lives in the vibration of already having. For to him who has, more shall be given. And to have is to feel it real. So today, give thanks in advance. Laugh in advance. Celebrate in advance. Let your joy be loud. Let it be soft. Let it rise however it wants to. And when your joy becomes your natural state, when you need no evidence to feel the blessing, then the evidence comes. Without force, you're about delay. Because you no longer seek it, because you have become it. Because you no longer seek it, You have become it. And once you become the feeling, once you breathe in the blessing before it comes, once joy becomes your natural atmosphere, the vision no longer feels like a dream. It feels like home. It becomes a part of you, and like all sacred things that dwell within the heart, it must be honored. And that is why each day you bless the board. Not as a ritual of pressure, but you do not beg this of praise. You do not beg the board, you bless it. You do not plead with the images, you not plead the board. You partner with them, because these are not simply pictures. They are promises, glimpses of the invisible made visible. The vision board is more than a tool. It is an altar. And an altar is a place of agreement, a space where heaven and earth meet. When you stand before it, you are not just looking. You are aligning. You are entering into divine agreement with the life that has already been prepared for you. You are stepping into the vibration of yes. And every yes you give is a magnet. It pulls the blessing closer. So each day, whether morning or night, pause before your board and let your words flow gently, like a soft rain on thirsty soil. Speak to your vision as though it were a living thing. And it is. Say, I bless this board. I bless every image. I bless the dream it carries. I bless the wealth that is already mine. I bless the winning ticket that finds its way to me by divine design. I bless the ease, the joy, the overflow. I bless the path, even though I cannot see it, because I know it is unfolding for me now. Do not rush through the blessing. Let it be slow. Let it be sacred. Let it be full of trust. You are not commanding the universe. You are communing with it, and communion does not require noise. It requires presence. Sometimes your blessing will be words. Sometimes it will be a soft hand resting on the board. Sometimes it will be silence filled with faith. Whatever form it takes, let it come from a heart that already knows. I am not trying it to make this happen. I am allowing it slow. I am not trying it to unfold. And when doubt tries to enter, when delay tempts you to question, return to the blessing. Let it center you. Let it remind you that your vision board is not just a collection of hopes. It is a spiritual agreement, a silent covenant between you and the divine. And what is agreed upon in spirit must manifest in time. This is law. This is truth. This is peace. If ever you feel weary, let the blessing restore you. Let ever you feel disconnected, let the blessing reconnect you. If ever you feel forgotten, let the blessing remind you that you are always seen, always heard, always guided. The blessing is not for the board, it is for you. Each word you speak blesses your own vibration. Each word lifts you higher, steadies your heart, calms your spirit. And as you bless your board, you also bless your life. You begin to walk through your day with the residue of faith still on you. Your thoughts soften, your actions align, your energy becomes magnetic. People feel it. Circumstances shift, and all because you remembered to bless rather than chase, to trust rather than force. Your blessing is your anchor, your blessing is your light. And when the board becomes more than a tool, when it becomes your daily reminder that the universe is working, even when you do not see it, you begin to live in a new way. You stop watching the clock. You stopped measuring times, you stopped needing signs, because the act of blessing becomes the sign. And so you continue day by day, moment by moment, blessing what has not yet appeared, knowing it already exists, blessing the process, knowing the outcome is guaranteed, blessing the invisible, knowing that faith makes it visible. And in this quiet, holy rhythm, miracles move, not because you demanded, but because you believed. Not because you proved yourself, but because you praised the promise. Not because you had control, but because you had trust.
Breathe in slowly and let it go. Breathe in again and release. You have entered the quiet space between thought and creation. This is the sacred stillness where all wealth begins. For everything you will ever receive first exists here, in this silence. Your mind, beloved soul, is a magnet. It draws to itself whatever images it holds. It pulls into your world whatever feelings it nurtures. Every word you speak Every thought you repeat becomes a current of energy moving outward and then returning to you, multiplied. I am magnetic to wealth. I am magnetic to joy. I am magnetic to every good thing. Say it softly within yourself. Feel it begin to hum in your chest. Your breath carries that vibration. Your heart amplifies it, and the universe listens. There is no struggle in magnetic attraction. There is no effort, no pushing, no forcing. A magnet does not chase, it draws. It simply is. It holds its power, steady and sure, and everything meant for it comes into its field. I attract what is mine by divine right. I do not chase, I allow. I do not strive, I attract. As you breathe, imagine yourself surrounded by a golden light, soft, radiant, and alive. It moves like liquid sunlight through your aura. This is your magnetic field. It is expanding now, wider, brighter, stronger. With each inhale, it grows. With each exhale, it draws in wealth, peace, and opportunity. You do not have to see it. You only have to know it is there. For the unseen world is where every miracle begins. My magnetic field grows stronger with every breath. My energy draws abundance effortlessly. I rest in divine magnetism. Now, picture the thoughts of your day dissolving. Every worry, every need, every question, melting like morning mist in the warmth of sunlight. You are no longer the thinker. You are the receiver. You are the one who allows the universe to work through you. For you, as you, the universe works through me. I am aligned with infinite abundance. What I desire desires me. Feel that truth vibrate softly through your heart. This is not just an idea, it is law. The law of mental magnetism. The law Florence Scovel Shinn called the power of the word. Every word spoken in faith becomes flesh. Every word spoken in fear dissolves before it reaches you. And tonight, your words are holy. Your thoughts are sacred. Your mind is magnetic. My thoughts attract prosperity. My words command abundance. My energy magnetizes wealth to me. Rest deeper now. The more you relax, the stronger your magnet becomes. The more you let go, the more you attract. Let every muscle release. Let your mind soften into the rhythm of your breath. The deeper your stillness, the clearer your field becomes. The stiller I am, the stronger my attraction. The calmer I am, the faster wealth finds me. Peace is my magnet. Faith is my power. Imagine now that you stand in a golden field, an endless horizon of light. Above you, the stars are shining like diamonds of energy, each one a possibility waiting to be drawn to you. Below you, the earth glows with the heartbeat of life itself. You are in the center of heaven and earth, the magnet between divine supply and material form. I am the link between heaven and earth. I draw divine supply into material reality. My magnetism bridges the seen and the unseen. Now, feel that connection grow. Every cell in your body is aligning with universal intelligence. Your mind is calm. Your breath is steady. Your spirit is awake. You are no longer trying to attract, you are attraction itself. I am magnetic power embodied. I am divine energy in motion. I am the vibration of wealth made visible. Let those words ripple through your subconscious. Each repetition imprints them deeper, like roots growing silently beneath the soil. You are planting the seed of prosperity, and the universe will water it while you sleep. I plant wealth in the garden of my mind. I water it with faith. I harvest abundance in perfect timing. Now breathe again, slowly, deeply, and as you exhale, with invisible power. Your aura hums with quiet confidence. You are aligned. You are connected. You are magnetic. I am the vibration of abundance. I am the magnet of prosperity. I am aligned with the wealth of the universe. Stay here for a moment, in the golden light of creation. No fear, no doubt, no effort. Only the silent pull of your faith doing its perfect work. Faith is my magnet. Gratitude is my energy. Peace is my power. Now whisper softly, I am magnetic to wealth. I am magnetic to wealth. I am magnetic to wealth. Let it repeat again and again until it becomes your heartbeat. Each pulse says, I attract, I receive, I am blessed. I attract with ease. I receive with joy. I am blessed beyond measure. Rest here. Your magnetic field is awake. Your faith is working. Wealth is already on its way. It is done. It is done. It is done under grace, in perfect ways. Now, beloved soul, to attract, we must first release. To receive, we must first make space, as the river flows only when it is clear. So prosperity flows only when resistance dissolves. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, whisper within, I release all resistance. I release all tension. I release all fear about money. Feel your shoulders fall. Feel the weight leaving your chest. Every tightness in your body has been a story. A story that said you had to work harder, struggle longer, prove more, earn love, earn safety, earn wealth. But tonight, that story ends. You no longer labor for abundance. You align with it. You no longer chase supply. You become the channel through which supply flows. I no longer struggle. I allow abundance to flow through me. I am open, clear, and receptive. Imagine now a golden river flowing gently through your body. It begins at the crown of your head, a soft, warm light, and moves down your spine like honey, melting away every thought of lack. With every breath, that river clears old emotions. Fear, doubt, anxiety, guilt, even memories that said money is hard or wealth is wrong. All of it dissolves, flowing back into divine light, purified and harmless. I forgive every thought of lack. I forgive the past. I am free to receive good now. Pause. Let that forgiveness breathe through you. It is sacred work, the quiet cleansing of the soul that precedes manifestation. Because no magnet can draw while holding rust, and resistance is the rust of the mind. I let go of resistance. I choose peace over fear. I allow wealth to come easily. Say it again, slower this time, as if the words themselves are a gentle wave washing over you. I allow wealth to come easily. I allow love to come easily. I allow life to bless me easily. You are not demanding, you are allowing. You are not pushing, you are relaxing. The very act of release is the act of creation. As you let go, the universe rushes in to fill the open space. As I release, I receive. As I relax, I attract. As I rest, I rise in abundance. Now imagine a great wind moving gently around you, a divine breeze sweeping through your energy field. It lifts away old debts, old worries, old energy from your past. It clears your path with mercy and grace. You feel lighter. You feel free. My energy is clear. My path is open. My prosperity is flowing. All that once blocked your supply now becomes a stepping stone. Every challenge you ever faced was simply an invitation to release the need to control. to release the need to figure out how, to release the illusion of separation from Source. I am not separate from abundance. I am one with infinite supply. The same energy that created worlds creates through me now. Breathe in that knowing, and as you exhale, say softly, I surrender. I let go. I trust. Trust that invisible magnet of miracles. Faith, the frequency that makes manifestation effortless. As Florence Scovel Shinn taught, faith knows it has already received and acts accordingly. And now, so do you. I know it is already mine. I rest in faith, and faith attracts all I need. My supply is certain. See yourself lying in a golden cocoon of light. That light hums gently around you, whispering, you are safe. You are provided for. You are loved. The universe holds nothing against you. Every good thing is still waiting for you, untouched, unlost. Nothing is lost in divine mind. My blessings are intact. My wealth is now returning to me multiplied. Let that truth sink deep into your subconscious. Your soul knows this law. It remembers. It was never about deserving, only about allowing. It was never about earning, only about aligning. I am aligned with abundance. I allow divine timing. I receive with ease. Now repeat after me, slowly, like the rhythm of waves on a shore. I release worry. I release fear. I release control. I release resistance. Again, deeper. I release resistance. I release resistance. I release resistance. Each time you say it, a layer peels away. Each repetition clears a pathway for grace to flow. You can feel your body loosening, your energy softening, your aura widening. I am open. I am ready. I am receptive. Now imagine the golden river from before widening into a lake. Its surface is perfectly still, a mirror reflecting starlight. This lake is your mind. Every ripple is a thought. Every reflection is a belief. When you are still, the reflection becomes clear. You see only divine perfection. And in that reflection, you see abundance smiling back at you. I am calm and clear. My mind reflects divine abundance. My heart mirrors infinite supply. Stay here. Breathe. Let peace fill every corner of your being. You have let go. You have released. Now your magnetism is pure again. Clean, strong, radiant. My magnetic field is clear. My energy flows freely. Prosperity is drawn to me now. The work of release is the art of faith. You have done your part. Now the universe does the rest. Tonight, as you sleep, your clean and open energy will draw abundance effortlessly. It is safe to receive. It is natural to prosper. It is divine to be abundant. Repeat softly, letting it echo through your mind until it becomes a lullaby. I release and I receive. I release and I receive. I release and I receive. And as you drift deeper, you feel the gentle hum of your own magnetism. Clear, calm, unstoppable. I am open now. I am free now. I am receiving now. You are ready for wealth to arrive. Quietly, beautifully, perfectly, under grace, in perfect ways. I am free. I am blessed. I am magnetic. Now that you have released resistance, you stand in pure peace. In this peace awakens a power greater than will, the power of belief. Belief is the spark that charges your magnet. It is the invisible electricity that turns words into worlds. Without belief, a seed lies sleeping. With belief, it bursts into life. I believe in abundance. I believe in my divine supply. I believe that prosperity is my birthright. Each belief is a light switch in your mind. When you turn it on, darkness disappears instantly. It does not fight the dark, it simply shines. I believe in light. I believe in good. I believe in myself as a child of abundance. Pause and feel what belief feels like. It is not thought. It is certainty beyond thought. It is the quiet knowing that you are supported, even when you cannot see how. I believe that the universe is working for me. I believe that money is energy flowing toward me. I believe that everything I seek is already seeking me. Breathe that in deeply. With each breath, belief moves deeper into your cells until it feels like your nature. The energy of belief is calm, confident, and magnetic. I believe, and therefore I receive. My belief creates my reality. My faith is wealth in motion. Florence Scovel Shinn once said, "Faith without fear is the key to every door." Tonight, you hold that key. With it, you open every gate that once seemed closed. I believe doors open before me. I believe my path is clear. I believe my supply is overflowing. You may not see the form of your wealth yet, but belief does not wait for proof. Belief is proof enough. In the realm of spirit, to believe is to have. To know is to hold. To expect is to receive. I expect good. I expect wealth. I expect miracles. Repeat slowly as you sink deeper into the bed. My belief is stronger than any doubt. My faith is greater than any fear. My trust creates my world. Belief turns the invisible into visible. It is the hand that reaches into the unseen and draws out treasures. As you sleep, belief does its perfect work. While I sleep, my belief creates prosperity. While I rest, my faith multiplies my wealth. My belief works while I dream. Now, picture a golden sun within your heart. It glows warm and steady, beating with each affirmation. That sun is your belief. Each time you speak truth, it brightens and expands. My heart believes in my destiny. My heart believes in my wealth. My heart believes in my power. The energy of belief is love. Love is the greatest magnet of all. Love says, I already have. Love says, I am already whole. Love says, I receive because I am worthy. I love money, and money loves me. I love the flow of prosperity through me. I love being a magnet for abundance. Let that feeling of love spread through your body like warm light. It melts away the last trace of doubt. It heals every cell that ever feared lack. It reminds you that belief is not force. It is relaxation into truth. I relax into belief. I rest in faith. I sleep in certainty. In this moment, you believe not as a wish, but as a knowing. You no longer hope for wealth. You know you are wealth. You no longer seek prosperity. You know you emanate prosperity. This is the energy of belief. It does not look for signs. It creates them. I believe that my wealth is manifesting now. I believe money is flowing to me now. I believe my life is rich now. And as you believe, your magnet strengthens. It spins faster and brighter with each word. Opportunities begin to move toward you in the unseen. Ideas gather in your sleep, ready to arrive as inspiration in the morning. My belief attracts ideas. My belief attracts people. My belief attracts money. Say it again, slower, feeling it vibrate in your soul. My belief attracts money. My belief attracts money. My belief attracts money. You are becoming a lighthouse of faith, a signal so clear that everything you desire can find you in the dark. Your belief is the beacon. Your faith is the flame. Your prosperity is the inevitable response. I believe, therefore I receive. I believe, therefore I am. I believe, and so it is. Now, let the word believe become your breath. Inhale faith. Exhale doubt. Inhale certainty. Exhale fear. I inhale belief. I exhale fear. I inhale faith. I exhale limitation. Repeat these softly until your whole being feels like one breath of trust. I trust life. I trust my path. I trust my divine timing. Now, rest your mind in the sweet certainty of belief. No worries, no hows, no whens, only the truth that all is done. It is done. It is done. It is done. Let that phrase carry you into sleep. For as you sleep, your belief does the work. It draws to you what you have spoken. It builds your future in the realm of spirit. My belief is building my blessing. My faith is forming my fortune. My trust is creating my tomorrow. Now, beloved soul, sleep in belief. Your magnet is charged. Your heart is aligned. Your energy is faith. You are the living frequency of abundance. I believe in divine supply. I believe I am wealth. I believe I am one with infinite abundance. And so it is. Now that you believe, now that your faith hums quietly within you, it is time to feel. Wealth is not only an idea, it is a vibration. It is a frequency. It is a rhythm that moves through your body when you are at peace. Close your eyes and feel your heartbeat. That steady, faithful pulse. It is the rhythm of life itself. Life is abundance in motion. And you, dear soul, are the instrument it plays through. Wealth is my natural vibration. Abundance is the song of my soul. Prosperity flows through my energy. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, imagine your entire being glowing with golden light. This is the frequency of wealth. It is not outside you, it is you. Every time you feel peace, every time you feel gratitude, you are tuning your instrument to the key of abundance. I feel abundant now. I am the vibration of wealth. I radiate prosperity wherever I go. The more you feel it, the more it becomes your state of being. And your state of being is the magnet of manifestation. I vibrate at the frequency of success. My energy attracts wealth effortlessly. I am aligned with the song of the universe. The universe speaks in energy, not words. It listens not to what you say, but to what you feel. When you feel poor, it echoes scarcity. When you feel rich, it multiplies abundance. When you feel grateful, it gives you more to be grateful for. So now, in this quiet space, feel as if you already have everything you've ever wanted. Feel the safety. Feel the joy. Feel the peace of a life overflowing with good. I feel rich in this moment. I feel peace, and peace is prosperity. I feel gratitude, and gratitude attracts miracles. Let gratitude swell inside you like sunlight expanding through glass. Your cells begin to hum. Your aura expands. The universe hears your frequency and whispers, "Yes, I am thankful for what I have. I am thankful for what is coming. I am thankful that I am already blessed." Now imagine your energy field as a shimmering golden mist. It moves gently with your breath. A living aura that stretches out around you. A soft, magnetic wave. Each exhale carries a message into the universe. I am ready. I am open. I am wealthy. I am open to receive wealth. I am open to divine ideas. I am open to infinite prosperity. This golden mist now expands outward. It fills your room. It fills your home. It touches your city, your country, the entire world. You are connected to the vast field of abundance that lives within all things. It is not far, it is you. I am connected to infinite supply. I am one with the source of wealth. I am abundance expressing itself. Feel how calm this vibration is. There is no rush, no desperation. It simply is. It is steady, constant, unbreakable, like the heartbeat of God pulsing through creation. My wealth is steady. My abundance is constant. My prosperity is eternal. Each cell of your body now glows brighter. Your mind feels open and quiet. Your heart feels wide and soft. This is the vibration of wealth, a mixture of gratitude, trust, and love. I love the energy of abundance. I love feeling rich. I love being magnetic to prosperity. Now, begin to gently smile. A small, effortless smile of peace. That smile itself is a signal to the universe. You are satisfied. And satisfaction is the vibration that multiplies everything. I am satisfied, and therefore I attract more. I am grateful, and therefore I expand. I am calm, and therefore I receive. Every feeling of joy becomes a magnetic command. Every breath of peace becomes a silent prayer. Every heartbeat becomes an affirmation. I am abundant. I am abundant now. I am prosperous now. I am wealthy now. Now, imagine you are surrounded by soft waves of golden sound, each wave carrying blessings, money, opportunities, and love. They move toward you gently, continuously, like tides that never cease. You are not waiting for wealth. You are living inside it. It moves through you, around you, within you. Wealth flows to me and through me. I am surrounded by abundance. I live inside prosperity. Let these words circle your mind again and again. I live inside prosperity. I live inside prosperity. I live inside prosperity. You are now tuned to the vibration of infinite wealth. Every thought, every breath, every feeling sends out a signal of attraction, and that signal cannot fail. It is divine law. My vibration attracts divine wealth. My frequency magnetizes success. My energy calls abundance home. Feel that power for a moment, not as excitement, but as calm knowing. You do not need to ask anymore. You do not need to hope. You only need to be. I am the vibration of receiving. I am the frequency of gratitude. I am the sound of wealth made manifest. Now, with every heartbeat, your frequency grows clearer. You are a golden tone resonating through creation. Everything that matches your energy is already finding you. People, ideas, money, success. What is mine finds me now. What belongs to me comes easily. What I seek is already on its way. Let your mind rest in that truth. Wealth is not something you attract. It is something you allow. When your vibration rises, wealth simply appears. I allow wealth to appear. I allow abundance to manifest. I allow prosperity to unfold. Now rest in this energy. You are tuned perfectly to the frequency of abundance. The universe hears you. The universe feels you. The universe responds to you now and always. I am one with the wealth of the universe. I am the sound of divine prosperity. I am the vibration of abundance itself. Let this frequency carry you into the next dream, where all things you have spoken begin to take form. You are aligned. You are magnetic. You are the vibration of wealth made visible. So it is. So it is. So it is. You have released resistance. You have believed. You have felt the vibration of wealth. Now comes the sacred act, the speaking of power. Your words are the voice of God within you. They are not small. They are not ordinary. They are living frequencies, creative currents that move through air, thought, and matter, shaping the unseen into form. Florence Scovel Shinn said, "Your word is your wand. The words you speak create your world." So tonight, as you speak, remember every sound you make is magnetic. Every syllable carries energy. Every affirmation is a command to the universe. My words are powerful. My words create abundance. My words are charged with divine energy. When you say, I am, you awaken the divine within you. You announce to creation who you choose to be. And creation, obedient, eternal, responsive, rearranges itself to match that vibration. I am prosperous. I am wealthy. I am divinely abundant. Speak these words not as a wish, but as a truth. Speak as one who already knows. Speak as one who commands, not pleads. Speak as one whose words never return void. Every word I speak returns multiplied. Every word I speak manifests perfectly. Every word I speak aligns with divine law. Pause. Let the air around you feel sacred, still, listening. Your words are forming golden ripples in the atmosphere, moving through unseen realms, touching possibilities, calling them home. My words call money to me. My words call peace to me. My words call opportunity to me. You are no longer hoping, you are declaring. Every declaration carries the strength of faith. Every affirmation is an act of divine remembrance. You are remembering your own creative nature. I speak, and it is done. I affirm, and it appears. I command, and it manifests. Feel that. Feel the gentle authority within those words. This is not arrogance, it is alignment. You are not demanding. You are agreeing with divine truth. My words agree with abundance. My words agree with success. My words agree with infinite good. Now, repeat slowly, letting your breath flow with each phrase. Money loves my voice. My words are magnets for prosperity. Every sentence I speak attracts blessings. Say them again. Let each one sink deeper into your subconscious. My words are magnets for prosperity. My words are magnets for prosperity. My words are magnets for prosperity. As you repeat, imagine each word glowing with light. Letters of gold floating in the air before you, spinning gently, then dissolving into the universe. They do not vanish, they manifest. They become circumstances, ideas, connections, and miracles. My affirmations are alive. My affirmations create instantly. My affirmations are seeds of wealth. Each word you speak plants a seed in the soil of spirit. Your faith is the sun. Your gratitude is the water, and the harvest is guaranteed. I plant words of prosperity. I speak words of wealth. I harvest miracles with my words. Now, let your tone soften even more. Speak to your subconscious mind as a loving teacher speaks to a child. Your inner self is listening, ready to obey, ready to believe. I am safe to speak abundance. I am worthy to declare prosperity. I am powerful in my words. Every fear that once silenced you, release it now. You no longer speak small words of doubt or delay. You speak the language of creation, faith, love, gratitude, and knowing. I no longer speak lack. I no longer speak fear. I only speak abundance. Say it again, stronger this time, feeling your voice awaken its ancient power. I only speak abundance. I only speak abundance. I only speak abundance. The vibration of these words expands through your entire being. It fills your room, your aura, your timeline, your future. Your spoken word becomes a creative current flowing ahead of you, preparing paths of ease, opportunity, and prosperity. My words prepare the way for success. My words create doors that open for me. My words shape my destiny. Now, pause and listen. Feel the quiet hum in your chest. That hum is the echo of creation responding to your word. The universe has heard you, and in divine timing, it delivers. My words never return empty. My affirmations always manifest. My declarations create reality. Your magnetism has found its voice. You are no longer just feeling, you are creating with sound. Sound is power. Sound is movement. Sound is manifestation. I speak life into my finances. I speak peace into my relationships. I speak prosperity into my path. And as you rest tonight, these words continue to move through dream, through energy, through the infinite field. They do not stop when you sleep. They keep building, forming, attracting. My words work while I sleep. My affirmations are alive and active. My speech is magnetic energy. Florence said, "The invisible forces are ever working for the man who is always sending out good thoughts. And you, beloved soul, are sending good words, pure, golden, magnetic affirmations. They travel out in waves and return with blessings multiplied. Every word I speak returns multiplied. Every blessing I give comes back tenfold. Every declaration draws its equal. You are a living temple of divine sound. Your speech is sacred. Your affirmations are law. I am the voice of divine abundance. I am the sound of wealth made manifest. I am the echo of prosperity." Rest now, speaking softly one last phrase, until your mind drifts between thought and dream. My words are magnetic. My words are creative. My words are divine. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. Now, beloved soul, it is time to rest. It is time to enter the deep ocean of divine supply. You have believed. You have felt the vibration. You have spoken your words of power. Now, you rest, knowing that all is done. There is nothing more to chase, nothing to fix, nothing to prove. All things are working for you. Every prayer, every affirmation, every intention, already heard, already answered. I rest in divine supply. All that I need flows to me with ease. My good comes to me in perfect order. Take a slow, deep breath. Feel the weight of your body melt into the bed. Every muscle softens. Every thought slows. Every heartbeat aligns with peace. You are safe. You are loved. You are provided for. I am safe. I am loved. I am always provided for. The divine source that created worlds provides for you as easily as it spins the stars. It takes no effort. It requires no struggle. It is natural. Supply is natural. Abundance is my nature. Prosperity is my rhythm. As you breathe, imagine yourself floating on a golden sea. The water is warm, soft, and luminous. You do not swim, you are carried. Every wave that moves beneath you is divine provision. I am carried by abundance. I am supported by divine law. I am floating in infinite supply. You can feel the current of life holding you, lifting you, loving you. You never have to sink into worry again. I release all worry. I release all fear. I rest in trust. This is the holy rest, the sleep of creation, where the soul builds while the mind is still. Florence Scovel Shinn once wrote, "Faith knows it has already received and acts accordingly." And now you act accordingly. By resting, my faith allows me to rest. My trust allows me to sleep. My peace allows miracles to form. As you rest, your subconscious begins its perfect work. It receives every word you have spoken tonight, every belief, every affirmation, and it multiplies them. My subconscious creates abundance. My mind attracts divine wealth. My dreams build prosperity. Even as you drift, your energy continues to call forth good. You do not need to know how. You only need to allow. I allow good to come. I allow money to flow. I allow blessings to multiply. You are now in harmony with the infinite rhythm of giving and receiving. Each inhale draws in divine supply. Each exhale releases gratitude. I breathe in supply. I breathe out gratitude. I breathe in abundance. I breathe out thanks. And in this breath, the entire universe breathes with you. Stars shine for you. The night sky hums with prosperity. The air around you is filled with invisible blessings waiting to become visible. Invisible good is now made visible. Unseen wealth is now revealed. My good takes form in divine timing. You rest now in the law of supply, the eternal truth that you can never be without. To be one with spirit is to be one with abundance. I am one with spirit. I am one with supply. I am one with infinite abundance. Your divine source never sleeps, so you can. It never tires, so you can rest. It never forgets, so you can surrender. I surrender all to divine order. I let go and trust the process. I sleep in peace and wake in prosperity. You are surrounded now by a soft field of light, the light of answered prayer. It glows golden, shimmering with all that is coming to you. Money, love, opportunity, peace. They are already moving toward you, quietly, perfectly, gracefully. All that is mine is coming to me now. I receive my good with joy. My wealth flows effortlessly to me. Let these words repeat softly within you. Let them loop in your dreams like a lullaby of power. The deeper you sleep, the more they root in your subconscious. I rest in divine supply. I rest in divine supply. I rest in divine supply. You are safe. You are complete. You are provided for in ways beyond imagination. All is well. All is done. All is unfolding in perfect time. All is well in my world. Everything is working for my highest good. I sleep in peace and I wake in wealth. The divine never fails. The source never withholds. The universe never runs dry. You are in the river of eternal supply, and the river is endless. My supply is endless. My prosperity is limitless. My abundance is eternal. Sleep now, beloved soul. Sleep in your truth. Sleep in your wealth. Sleep in your divine inheritance. Every breath you take from this moment on affirms one sacred truth. I am provided for. I am supported. I am supplied. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. The night has done its perfect work. You have rested in divine supply. You have slept in faith. And now, gentle soul, you awaken, rich in body, in mind, and in spirit. The light of dawn touches your face. It carries with it the vibration of new beginnings. This is the hour of renewal, the moment of manifestation. Everything you believed, felt, and spoke during the night is now taking form. I awake rich in spirit. I awake rich in faith. I awake rich in reality. Feel your breath deepen. Let the first inhale of the day be filled with gratitude. Let the exhale carry away all that is finished. You rise renewed, refreshed, radiant with divine substance. I rise in light. I rise in wealth. I rise in joy. Every cell in your body hums with the memory of abundance. Your heart beats with the rhythm of prosperity. Your mind is clear and calm, a channel open to divine ideas. Ideas of success flow to me easily. My mind is a magnet for divine inspiration. Every thought I think is prosperous. Now, bring your attention to your hands. They are instruments of creation. Everything they touch is blessed, for your vibration transforms ordinary things into channels of good. My hands are blessed. My work is sacred. Prosperity flows through all I do. The morning light moves through you, filling your aura, brightening your thoughts, and grounding the wealth that has already been formed in the unseen. My wealth is here now. My good is here now. My abundance is here now. You do not have to chase it. You only need to recognize it. It is around you in opportunities, in people, in unexpected blessings. I recognize abundance everywhere. I see prosperity in all things. I attract wealth through gratitude. Feel the difference between the world of yesterday and this new one. Something has shifted a piece, a power, a knowing. This is what it means to be rich in spirit. It is to know that no matter where you stand upon the soil of divine supply. Where I stand, abundance stands. Where I walk, prosperity follows. Where I go, good goes with me. Florence Scovel Shinn taught, nothing stands between man and his highest good but fear and doubt. And you, beloved, have released them in your sleep. You awaken fearless. You awaken faithful. You awaken free. I am fearless in faith. I am confident in divine order. I am open to unlimited good. Look inward now and see your inner temple, the quiet sanctuary of your soul. It glows with gold light. In its center, a flame burns steady, the eternal flame of prosperity consciousness. My inner light guides my success. My inner flame attracts my fortune. My soul is my source. This flame burns through the day, keeping your vibration high, your mind magnetic, and your heart thankful. I walk in gratitude. I live in faith. I move in abundance. Now imagine yourself stepping into your day. Each footstep a declaration of trust. As you move, divine order goes before you, making straight your path, preparing every perfect connection. Divine order goes before me. Everything I need awaits my arrival. My way is prepared with prosperity. People you meet feel your calm power. They sense your energy before you speak. They respond to your magnetism, for you carry the vibration of peace and plenty. My presence is magnetic. My energy inspires wealth. My vibration uplifts all I meet. And wherever you go, money flows, not because you chase it, but because you embody it. Money flows to me naturally. Opportunities find me easily. Success surrounds me effortlessly. Every task you do today is an act of creation. Every word you speak continues the vibration of last night's affirmations. Every thought you think is an instruction to the universe. I think prosperity. I speak abundance. I act in faith. You are no longer separate from your wealth, you are one with it. You live inside abundance. You breathe prosperity. You embody divine supply. I am one with wealth. I am one with abundance. I am one with divine good. Now, stand tall in your spirit. Lift your chin, breathe in deeply, and affirm softly. I am the living proof of divine prosperity. I am the manifestation of abundance. I am the evidence of faith fulfilled. Carry this awareness through your day, like sunlight carried through glass, quietly, steadily, beautifully. No matter what appears before you, remember, appearances change, truth does not. Truth is abundance. Truth is supply. Truth is my reality. You are forever rich in spirit, and now your spirit has become your reality. You awaken to the life your faith has created. You walk in the world your words have built. You live inside the vibration your belief has called forth. I am rich in spirit and reality. My wealth is both seen and unseen. My life is the reflection of divine prosperity. And so, as this meditation ends, you rise renewed, confident, radiant. The peace of divine order is upon you. The joy of manifestation fills your heart, and the wealth of heaven flows through your hands. I walk in wealth. I live in light. I give thanks for my prosperity. You are magnetic. You are abundant. You are whole. You are blessed. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is.
There is a hidden law that governs the success of every millionaire, a silent, unseen current flowing beneath the surface of ordinary life. It is not taught in schools, nor broadcast on television. It whispers through intuition, nudges in dreams, and reveals itself only to those with eyes to see and ears to hear. This law is not about hustle or grind. It is about alignment. It is not about luck, but about law, divine law. You see, riches are not the product of chance. They are the natural outgrowth of inner conviction. Every millionaire, whether they knew it consciously or not, first became rich in their mind before they saw even a dollar in their hand. They aligned with an inner law that says, I am one with opulence. I am one with success. My supply is infinite, unfailing, and immediate. To understand this law, we must cast off the fog of fear and limitation. The world of appearances says, there is not enough. You must work yourself to the bone to earn your bread. But the spiritual law says, there is no lack in the kingdom. All that is mine by divine right now pours into my life in perfect timing and perfect expression. Every millionaire has, at some point, activated this law through boldness of word, clarity of vision, and unshakable faith. They may not have called it spiritual law. They may have named it mindset, vision, or focus. But they were practicing the same truth. They spoke wealth into being, even when their pockets were empty. They saw gold in the field long before they picked up a shovel. They moved forward with certainty when the world called them foolish. Words are powerful tools of creation. Every declaration sends a vibration into the invisible ether, calling forth people, opportunities, and resources. The man or woman who repeats, I am a money magnet. Prosperity flows to me with ease, is not merely reciting a wish, they are chiseling truth into the fabric of reality. Words, when spoken with belief, become forms. Thought clothed in conviction becomes circumstance. You cannot live a rich life if you are married to poverty in your thoughts. You cannot dine with kings if you are loyal to lack in your speech. The millionaire's secret is not in the business plan, but in the consciousness that created the plan. They do not chase money. They magnetize it. They do not fear bills. They bless them, knowing that every payment is a declaration of abundance. When one begins to understand this law and walks in it with faith, miracles become daily events. The phone rings with unexpected opportunities. The right people appear at the right time. Deals unfold with grace and ease. This is not fantasy. It is the outworking of law. And so we begin. Let us set aside the world's noisy counsel and listen instead to the whisper of the infinite. Let us speak only that which we desire to see. Let us walk as though our feet are guided by unseen hands and our path laid by divine intelligence. For when we know the law and align with it, wealth is no longer a struggle. It becomes our birthright revealed. Wealth begins in the mind, not the bank account. This statement may seem simple on the surface, yet it carries within it the entire foundation upon which true prosperity is built. Every millionaire, every person who has ever risen to financial greatness, has first become rich within themselves, long before they touched the physical symbols of wealth, money, homes, investments, luxuries. They cultivated a deep and unshakable mental atmosphere of abundance. They believed in wealth before they possessed it. They expected wealth before it arrived. They spoke wealth even when their surroundings offered no visible proof. The mind is the workshop of creation. All things that exist in the world, every building, invention, business, fortune, first began as a thought, a picture held steadily in someone's consciousness. The millionaire is not merely a lucky person or a hard worker. They are, most of all, a thinker of powerful thoughts, a seer of invisible riches, and a believer in unseen laws. Their greatest asset is not found in a stock portfolio or a bank vault. It is their ability to hold a prosperous vision regardless of outer appearances. When the average person sees lack, the millionaire-minded individual sees potential. When the world says recession, they hear opportunity. This is because they do not let circumstances dictate their thinking. They know that outer conditions are temporary, but the mind, the true creative force, is eternal and powerful. If the mind is steeped in the truth of abundance, then circumstances must eventually conform to that inner blueprint. It may not happen overnight, but it will happen. That is law. Many people misunderstand the source of wealth. They believe it comes from labor, from connections, from education, or from luck. While these may play a part in the visible unfolding of riches, they are secondary. The real source of wealth is invisible. It is the inner conviction that supply is available, that one is worthy of receiving it, and that life is naturally abundant. Without this inner foundation, all the effort in the world becomes toil. Without the prosperous mindset, even great opportunities may slip through one's fingers. On the other hand, with the right mindset, even small steps lead to great breakthroughs. Wealth is a vibration, a frequency. It is not just about having money. It is about thinking in terms of expansion, generosity, freedom, and infinite possibility. A person can have no money in their wallet and still be wealthy in consciousness. That person, if they hold fast to their vision, if they speak words of abundance, and if they act in faith, will eventually draw the resources they need. Why? Because the law responds not to appearances, but to belief. The law does not care if your current reality looks empty. It responds to your word, your thought, your emotion. To be wealthy in mind is to know without doubt that everything you need is already yours in the invisible realm. It is to live in the feeling of success, even when success seems far off. It is to refuse to entertain thoughts of failure or limitation, to turn away from the opinions of the fearful, and to root yourself in the truth that divine intelligence is always supplying you, guiding you, and prospering you. The person who holds this kind of mental atmosphere becomes a magnet for wealth. They draw ideas, people, and opportunities without strain. Their actions are inspired, their decisions are wise, and their timing is divine. This mental wealth must be cultivated daily. Just as a garden requires tending, the mind must be weeded of fear, doubt, and limitation. Thoughts of scarcity must be replaced with thoughts of plenty. Complaints must be replaced with gratitude. Worry must be replaced with calm expectancy. You cannot sow thoughts of poverty and reap a harvest of riches. The law is exact. You must think wealth, speak wealth, and act as if you are already wealthy, even if your physical reality has not yet caught up. That is how the millionaire mind operates. Children play pretend without hesitation, and in their imagination they are kings, astronauts, superheroes. They live fully in the role they choose to embody. Likewise, those who become wealthy first imagine themselves as wealthy, and they do so vividly, consistently, and with conviction. They do not shrink from bold thoughts. They see themselves traveling, building, giving, creating, and enjoying the fullness of life. They do not say, "I can't afford it," but rather, "How can I align myself with the means to enjoy it?" They ask different questions because their mind is operating from a different level. True wealth begins with self-image. If you see yourself as poor, struggling, or undeserving, you will sabotage every opportunity that comes your way. You may attract a windfall, but it will slip away because your inner thermostat is set to lack. Change your inner setting, and the outer world must follow. Millionaires see themselves as creators, not victims. They take responsibility for their outcomes. They do not blame the economy, the government, or their past. They know that their thoughts today are shaping their tomorrow, and so they guard their thoughts with diligence. Affirmations are a key tool in cultivating a wealthy mindset. When you say, "Money flows to me easily and frequently," you are not making a wish, you are making a declaration. When repeated with feeling, belief, and consistency, such words rewire the subconscious mind. The subconscious accepts repeated words as truth, and once it accepts a belief, it works tirelessly to bring it about. You may find yourself drawn to new ideas or meeting the right person at just the right time. That is not coincidence. It is the result of inner alignment. There are those who scoff at this idea. They say, "You can't just think about money and expect it to show up." But they miss the point. Thinking is not passive. True thought is a force. It leads to inspired action, guided choices, magnetic energy, and unwavering faith. The person who thinks richly will behave richly, not in foolish spending, but in confident movement. They will not hoard, but circulate. They will not shrink, but expand. They will not hesitate, but trust. This is the rhythm of wealth consciousness. The bank account is a reflection, not a source. It is a result, not a cause. If you want to change the numbers in your account, you must first change the numbers in your mind. Think in terms of plenty. Speak as one who expects increase. Feel as if what you desire is already yours. Visualize with clarity. Bless your current money, no matter how little it seems. Give thanks for what is and give faith for what is coming. The person who does this consistently will be surprised at how life rearranges itself in their favor. Spoken words create financial reality. This is not metaphor or poetry. It is spiritual law in action. Words are not just sounds, they are forces. They are containers of energy, shaped by thought and propelled by belief. Every word spoken is a seed, and like all seeds, it carries within it the potential to grow, multiply, and bear fruit. Those who understand the creative power of language know that the mouth is not merely for communication. It is an instrument of manifestation. Millionaires, whether they are aware of it consciously or not, speak their wealth into existence. They use language that reflects success, expansion, and certainty, even before the evidence shows up in their material world. What you consistently speak about, not, you eventually experience. Your words reveal your true beliefs and your inner state of mind. You cannot habitually talk about being broke, struggling, or unlucky and expect to attract wealth. You cannot curse your bills, complain about your salary, and lament the cost of living without anchoring those very conditions more deeply into your life. The universe listens to your words as instructions. When you say, "I never have enough money," you are not just describing a temporary situation. You are issuing a command. You are saying to the infinite supply, "Continue to deliver this same experience." And it will obey, for the law is impartial. The millionaire understands this, and therefore guards their tongue. They do not speak of poverty, not even in jest. They do not entertain language rooted in fear, scarcity, or complaint. Instead, they speak with authority. They speak as if their words carry weight, because they do. They declare, "I am prosperous. I am a magnet for money. Everything I touch turns to gold." They speak about the future with certainty, as if the outcome is already assured. This is not arrogance, it is alignment. They know that spoken word is creative word, and they choose every sentence with intention. Many people believe that words are neutral until action is taken, but the truth is that words are action. They are the first stage of creation. Before a building is constructed, someone must first describe it. Before a business is launched, someone must speak the idea aloud. Before money changes hands, conversations must take place. Nothing begins without language. Every invention, every fortune, every breakthrough can be traced back to a moment when someone said something new. To speak a new word is to begin a new destiny. The subconscious mind, that powerful engine that runs beneath the surface, responds to repetition. It does not judge or filter. It accepts what is consistently heard, especially when spoken with emotion. If you constantly say, "I can't afford that," your subconscious locks that in as a truth. It begins filtering your thoughts, decisions, and behavior through that belief. You overlook opportunities, reject abundance, and sabotage your own progress, all because your inner world has been programmed by careless speech. But when you affirm, "Money flows to me easily," your subconscious starts scanning for evidence to support that idea. You begin to notice solutions instead of obstacles. You meet people who open doors. You find yourself acting with more confidence and trust. Speech is the bridge between thought and reality. A thought kept within the mind remains potential, but once spoken, it becomes a vibration that travels outward, touching people, situations, and circumstances. The energy of your words can attract or repel, build or destroy, bless or curse. When you speak with faith and purpose, you are aligning yourself with the creative force that shapes the universe. You are giving direction to the unseen substance of life, molding it into the form you desire. This is not mystical fluff. It is law as exact and reliable as gravity. The words you speak about money matter. If you say, "Making money is hard," that becomes your experience. If you say, "I attract wealth with ease," you begin to walk in that truth. Words are like programming codes. Your life is the software that runs according to the code you speak daily. Millionaires code their reality with empowering, expectant language. They speak in terms of possibility, increase, and gratitude. Even in moments of challenge, they speak words that lift, not limit. They declare the solution even while the problem still lingers. It is not enough to merely think positively if your words contradict your thoughts. The power is magnified when thought and speech are in harmony. You must train your mouth to serve your vision. Catch yourself when you speak doubt and immediately replace it with truth. If you catch yourself saying, "I'll never get out of debt," change it to, "Every day, I am moving into financial freedom." If you start to say, "Business is slow," replace it with, "New clients and sales are showing up every day." Speak as if your desired reality is already unfolding. Speak with certainty, speak with joy. The act of speaking wealth does not mean pretending problems don't exist. It means refusing to give those problems more energy than your vision. It means choosing to focus your words on where you're going, not where you've been. The more you speak about what you desire, the more your entire being aligns with it. Your thoughts, your actions, your emotions. And once you are aligned, manifestation becomes inevitable. There is power in speaking aloud your intentions. When you say, "I am building $1 million company," something within you awakens. You step into a new posture. Your mind begins organizing itself around that idea. You become bolder, more focused, and more disciplined. The words you speak become a script, and your life begins to play the part. This is why declarations and affirmations are so powerful. They are not just motivational, they are generative. They create momentum in the invisible realm. Children learn by repetition. They memorize words, phrases, and ideas by hearing them again and again. Adults are no different. The more you speak words of wealth, the more they become part of your identity. Soon, you no longer have to force them, they become natural. You begin to speak from the frequency of abundance, because that is who you have become. Others feel it. Doors open. Opportunities come. Money flows. Not because you forced it, but because you spoke it into being, and the law responded. Faith and vision activate divine law. This is the inner mechanism behind every lasting success and every true manifestation of wealth. Without faith, the words are empty. Without vision, the direction is lost. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Vision is the clear inner image held steadily in the mind and heart, despite what the outer world may say. When these two forces, faith and vision, are joined, they become an unstoppable current. A spiritual electricity that charges the atmosphere and draws form from the formless. The world often teaches that one must see to believe. But divine law works in reverse. You must believe before you see. You must hold the vision before it becomes visible. Every millionaire, every great creator, Every leader of wealth has practiced this unseen principle. They saw the outcome in their mind's eye long before it arrived. They walked with the feeling of success long before they were applauded. They believed in the possibility of their dream even when others doubted. This is not wishful thinking. It is deliberate alignment with spiritual law. Faith is not just a passive hope. It is an inner knowing. It is calm assurance in the unseen. Unwavering confidence that what has been imagined is already taking form. Faith does not waver when results delay. Faith stands firm in the silence, in the absence of evidence, knowing that spiritual substance is always working beneath the surface. Divine law does not forget. Every vision backed by faith sets a process in motion. The timing may vary, the method may shift, but the outcome is inevitable when the mind and heart stay aligned. Vision is the blueprint. It is the image you hold with clarity and feeling. It is not simply a daydream or idle fantasy. It is a sacred design etched deeply into the inner mind and revisited daily with gratitude and certainty. Vision brings direction. It allows energy to focus. Without vision, actions scatter. With vision, every step begins to make sense. The people, events, and ideas that support the vision begin to show up. Not by accident, but by the magnetic pull of focused energy. The clearer the vision, the stronger the pull. Millionaires think in pictures. They visualize the result with vivid detail. They see the office, the bank account, the lifestyle, the impact. They rehearse their future in the mind as if it is present. They do not hope vaguely for more money or better days. They define their vision with precision, then charge it with faith. This becomes their spiritual order form to the universe, written not with pen and paper, but with emotion, belief, and mental clarity. The universe does not respond to vague wishes. It responds to definite vision backed by unwavering belief. There are those who say they have faith, but their words and actions deny it. True faith is not afraid to act. True faith does not need constant reassurance. It does not beg or plead. It declares and moves forward. It builds before the land is visible. It invests before the return is obvious. It steps into the unknown trusting that the next stone will appear. This is not recklessness. It is spiritual certainty. When a vision is truly believed in, the entire being begins to act in harmony with it. The choices become aligned. The behavior changes. The emotions rise to match the new vibration. Faith activates divine law because it declares the unseen as real. It calls the invisible into visibility. It treats the spiritual as more real than the physical. This flips the logic of the material world on its head. But this is how all transformation occurs. The moment you accept your vision as true in the spirit, the law begins to move. The channels of opportunity begin to form. The delays begin to dissolve. The way is made clear. The person with faith walks differently. They speak with assurance. They rest in trust. They expect good. They prepare for increase even when others are preparing for lack. Faith is not blind. It sees more than the natural eye can see. It looks beyond the numbers, the deadlines, the obstacles. It looks at the spiritual blueprint and says, "It is already done." It does not shrink in the face of resistance. It does not complain when progress appears slow. It rejoices in advance. It gives thanks before the delivery arrives. It speaks as if it already possesses what it seeks. This is the highest form of prayer. Not asking, but declaring. Not wishing, but knowing. Not waiting, but walking forward as if it is already finished. Vision, when fed by faith, becomes prophecy. It is not just a future hope, it is a preview of coming reality. You were given that vision not to tease you, but to guide you. It is a glimpse into what is spiritually possible and therefore inevitable if you do not faint. Hold it like a sacred treasure. Guard it from negativity. Feed it daily with your attention. Write it, speak it, feel it, imagine it. It must become so real within you that you begin to inhabit it even while the outer world still shows contrast. Millionaires do not wait for proof to believe. They believe, and then the proof comes. They do not get ready. They stay ready. They train their minds to expect prosperity. They visualize checks in the mail, successful deals, overflowing accounts, and thriving ventures. They do not allow fear to speak louder than vision. When fear arises, they return to their vision and speak their faith louder. They do not argue with doubt. They drown it out with certainty. This is not denial of reality. It is alignment with a higher truth, a deeper reality that shapes all others. Every action taken in faith is multiplied by law. Every step forward taken with belief carries the power of 10. You may not know how, but you know that it will happen. You may not see the path, but you see the destination. That is enough. Divine law responds to faith the way soil responds to seed, with increase. But if you plant a vision and then dig it up with worry, fear, and doubt, the harvest is delayed. You must let it grow. Water it with gratitude. Shield it with confidence. Give it space to bloom. Some wait for perfect conditions before they begin. But the one with faith begins now. They start the business before the investors appear. They write the speech before the stage is offered. They walk through doors that haven't opened yet, because they know the law will open them. This is not fantasy. It is inner conviction. It is spiritual intelligence. When you act as if the vision is real, you invite it into your world with power. The universe bends to match the clarity of your belief. The details fill themselves in. The help arrives. The next step reveals itself. Faith and vision are the codes that unlock the storehouse of spiritual riches. Lack is an illusion, supply is infinite. This is one of the most misunderstood truths in the world of wealth and manifestation. What people often call lack is not a true condition. It is a state of mind. It is a perception shaped by fear, by limitation, by false belief systems that have been passed down from generation to generation. But spiritual law operates on a higher truth. In the spiritual realm, there is no shortage, no poverty, no limitation. There is only infinite substance, not constantly forming itself according to thought, belief, and word. The idea that there isn't enough to go around is deeply ingrained in collective consciousness. From a young age, people are taught to compete for resources, to strive for security, to fear the loss of money, jobs, opportunities. But this fear is rooted in appearances, not in truth. Appearances shift, but truth is eternal. The truth is that the universe is rich beyond measure. The same force that created galaxies, oceans, forests, and stars is the same force from which wealth is drawn. And this force is limitless. It is ever available, ever present, and it responds not to fear, but to faith. Millionaires operate from the understanding that supply is not limited to what is currently visible. They know that money is only one form of supply. Ideas are supply. Relationships are supply. Opportunities are supply. Energy, time, favor, insight. All of these are forms of spiritual currency, and all of them are infinite in their origin. The person who aligns with this truth begins to experience life differently. They no longer chase after money. They no longer hoard or fear loss. Instead, they tap into the flow of abundance by recognizing its spiritual source. This shift in consciousness is crucial. When you believe in lack, you make decisions from fear. You hesitate. You shrink. You settle. You accept less because you believe that more might not come. But when you know that supply is infinite, you begin to act boldly. You give freely. You speak with confidence. You expect increase. You trust that whatever is needed will be provided at the right time in the right way. And because the law responds to expectation, that is exactly what begins to happen. Money is not created by effort alone. It is created by consciousness. It moves through channels, but it does not originate from them. Your job, your clients, your sales, your investments, these are channels, not sources. The true source is always spiritual. When one channel closes, the source remains intact. Another channel can open. This is why those who truly understand wealth never panic when the outer situation changes. They know that infinite supply can never run dry. It may change form, but it can never disappear. Lack is only sustained by belief. If you stop believing in scarcity, scarcity dissolves. It cannot exist without your consent. It is your belief in limitation that keeps limitation alive. When you withdraw your attention from lack and fix your gaze on abundance, you begin to draw abundance toward you. Your energy shifts. Your vibration rises. Your actions change. And the law, which mirrors your inner state, begins to deliver experiences that match your new belief. Affirming the truth of infinite supply is one of the most powerful practices you can adopt. When you say, "There is more than enough," you are not just being optimistic. You are declaring a spiritual fact. When you repeat, "I am always provided for," you are aligning with the flow of divine provision. When you speak, "Everything I need is already on its way," you are activating the law of circulation. These are not just words, they are creative forces. Spoken in faith, they alter the energetic field around you and magnetize the resources you need. Those who understand the illusion of lack do not allow outer conditions to dictate their inner peace. They may see a low bank balance, but they do not internalize it as their truth. They may face a temporary delay, but they do not call it failure. They recognize that appearances are just that, appearances. They are shadows cast by yesterday's thoughts. They know that by changing their belief today, they are reshaping their experience of tomorrow. This understanding frees them from worry. Worry is a misuse of imagination. It is faith in the wrong direction. It is a rehearsal of negative outcomes that haven't happened. When you know that supply is infinite, worry loses its grip. You begin to trust the timing of your life. You begin to give thanks for what is on its way, even before it arrives. Gratitude becomes your foundation, not just for what you have, but for what is unfolding. And gratitude, when deeply felt, is a magnet for miracles. In the realm of divine law, giving and receiving are one and the same. The more you circulate, the more returns to you. Hoarding disrupts the flow, fear constricts it, but generosity, when it is done in faith and not obligation, expands the channel. You become a steward of abundance. You become a place where good flows in and flows out, constantly replenished by the invisible source. This is why millionaires often give boldly. They understand the law. They do not give to get. They give because they are connected to an infinite well, and they know it can never run dry. The illusion of lack also breeds envy and comparison. When people believe that there isn't enough to go around, they begin to resent others' success. But when you know that abundance is limitless, you celebrate prosperity wherever you see it. You know that another's success takes nothing from you. In fact, their abundance is proof of what's possible. It becomes inspiration rather than competition. You stop looking at what others have and start focusing on what you are creating. This mental shift alone unlocks new channels of supply. There is no shortage in the universe, only a shortage of belief in abundance. The trees do not ration their leaves. The sun does not limit its rays. The ocean does not count its waves. Nature is a constant, generous, overflowing display of the principle of abundance. And you are part of that same system. You were not designed for scarcity. You were not meant to live in fear of not having enough. You were made to thrive, to expand, to express the fullness of divine provision in every area of your life. When you align your thoughts, your words, and your emotions with the truth of infinite supply, you enter into the rhythm of abundance. This rhythm is not rushed. It is not frantic. It is calm, steady, and generous. You stop chasing and start receiving. You stop forcing and start allowing. You stop doubting and start trusting. This is not passive. It is the most powerful position you can take. From this place of inner certainty, you draw to yourself the people, resources, and ideas that match the vibration of your abundance consciousness. Every time you affirm that lack is an illusion, you dissolve another layer of fear. Every time you declare that supply is infinite, you open another door. Every time you choose to believe in plenty rather than shortage, you step further into the life you were meant to live. Alignment attracts abundance effortlessly. This is not just a comforting phrase. It is a spiritual principle that governs all true prosperity. Alignment means bringing your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, words, and actions into harmony with what you truly desire. It means becoming an energetic match for the life you envision, so that what you are seeking begins to seek you. When you are aligned with abundance, wealth flows not because you chase it, but because you have become a magnet for it. Abundance cannot resist a mind and heart that are tuned to its frequency. Most people live out of alignment. They desire prosperity but think thoughts of fear. They speak about goals but dwell emotionally in doubt. They work hard but carry subconscious beliefs of unworthiness or lack. This inner conflict creates resistance. It disrupts the natural flow of good and makes manifestation slow, effortful, or blocked. The universe does not respond to words alone. It responds to total vibration. You may say, "I want wealth," but if your dominant frequency is worry or scarcity, that is the signal being broadcast, and the law can only deliver what you are in harmony with. Alignment is about coherence. It is when every part of you agrees. When your vision is clear, your words support it, your emotions reflect it, your actions follow it, and your beliefs stand behind it, you become powerful. You create without force. You attract without struggle. Life begins to arrange itself around your inner order. The people, opportunities, ideas, and resources that match your aligned state begin to appear with ease. This is not coincidence, it is precision. Divine law does not guess. It mirrors your internal reality with exactness. To align with abundance, you must first identify and release everything within you that contradicts it. You cannot hold on to fear, doubt, resentment, or envy and expect to live a prosperous life. These emotions carry a frequency of lack. They speak to the universe in a language that says, "I do not trust. I do not have. I am not enough." And the universe, always obedient, delivers more of that same experience. Alignment requires honesty. You must look within and ask, what am I really broadcasting? What do I really believe about money, about success, about my worthiness to receive? Once you uncover the limiting beliefs, you can begin to transform them. You replace them not just with words, but with experiences of truth. You begin to train yourself to feel abundance now, not later. You speak the language of increase. You give thanks in advance. You make choices from a place of wholeness rather than desperation. Every decision becomes a declaration of alignment. You don't wait until the money arrives to feel successful. You begin feeling successful now, knowing that feeling is the signal that summons form. Alignment also requires clarity. You cannot be aligned with what you are vague about. If your desire is unclear, your vibration will be scattered. The universe responds to precision. What does wealth look like to you? What does it feel like? What kind of lifestyle are you creating? Who are you becoming in the process? When you define these answers clearly, you give your mind and energy a target. Clarity focuses the power of thought. It channels your intention like a laser, making your alignment more effective and your manifestations more rapid. Aligned individuals are not ruled by outer conditions. They remain centered regardless of temporary setbacks or delays. They do not allow circumstances to dictate their emotional state. Instead, they choose to dwell in the feeling of their desired reality, regardless of appearances. This is not denial. It is dominion. It is the conscious choice to align with what is true in the spirit, even when the material world has not yet caught up. That spiritual steadfastness is what bends reality in their favor. The body also plays a role in alignment. Your posture, your breathing, your movements. These carry energy. When you carry yourself as someone who is prosperous, you reinforce the belief of abundance within your nervous system. When you breathe deeply, walk with confidence, and move with purpose, you communicate powerfully to your subconscious mind, This physical expression of alignment reinforces the mental and emotional alignment, creating a full body signal that draws matching circumstances. Your environment must also reflect your aligned state. Chaos in your surroundings creates chaos in your energy. Clutter, disorder, and neglect send a message of confusion and lack. But when you curate your space to reflect clarity, beauty, and order, you support your alignment. You surround yourself with symbols of abundance. You invest in your surroundings as if you are already living your desired reality. This is not about extravagance. It is about resonance. Every detail of your environment can either support your alignment or weaken it. Time, too, becomes an ally when you are aligned. You stop rushing, forcing, or panicking. You move in rhythm with divine timing. You take inspired action, not frantic effort. Aligned action feels calm, confident, and purposeful. It is not driven by fear or urgency. It is the kind of action that yields results with ease, because it is backed by full spiritual agreement. When you are aligned, even small actions produce big results because there is no resistance diluting their power. Alignment also means letting go of what no longer matches your frequency. Old habits, toxic relationships, draining routines, all of these create static in your energy. To maintain alignment, you must be willing to release what pulls you out of resonance. This may require courage. It may mean saying no more often. It may mean protecting your time, energy, and attention. But every time you release something that is out of alignment, you make room for something better to enter. You clear the space for the abundance that is trying to reach you. You must learn to trust your inner guidance. Alignment is deeply intuitive. It is not just logical. It is felt. When something feels off, it is a signal. When something feels light, expansive, and joyful, that is alignment. You are always receiving feedback. Your emotions are not random. They are indicators of your alignment. Joy means you are in tune. Anxiety means you are disconnected from your source. Learn to listen and adjust. Your feelings are your compass. Daily practices are essential to staying aligned. Meditation, affirmations, gratitude, visualization. These are not rituals of superstition, but tools of alignment. They keep your energy tuned to the frequency of abundance. They train your mind to focus on what you want, instead of what you fear. They help you remember who you are and what you're creating. The more consistent you are, the more natural alignment becomes. It moves from being something you do to something you are. Alignment is the path of least resistance. It is not about working harder. It is about working in flow. When you are aligned, things fall into place. Ideas come. People show up. Doors open. Not because you fought for them, but because you became a match for them. You stopped trying to make things happen and started allowing them to happen. You trusted the process. You honored your desires. You walked in the energy of completion even while the form was still unfolding. This is the essence of alignment, inner unity that manifests outer abundance. There is a divine law, a silent yet unfailing power, moving through every moment of your life. It is unseen but not unfelt, invisible yet undeniable, always seeking expression through faith, expectation, and unwavering belief. When you expect something with a heart free of fear, you make a clear pathway for it to rush toward you. Money, like every form of supply, is simply a current, a river that flows not to the anxious, but to the one who stands calm and expectant. To expect money in 33 minutes is not to beg or to doubt. It is to claim what is already yours in the invisible realm. The universe is abundant, overflowing with wealth, opportunities, and blessings waiting for a mind bold enough to expect them. The moment expectation is born, a seed is planted. And like a seed, it does not question whether it will grow. It knows the sun will rise, the soil will nourish, and the roots will reach what they need. So too must your faith take root in expectation. The number 33 is not a barrier of time, but a vessel. When you set the clock, you give your faith direction. You say to the universe, I believe now. And in that belief, the law goes forth, arranging, aligning, preparing. There is nothing hurried in divine law. It is precise, perfect, and immediate. You do not chase money. You do not plead for it. You stand still, and the supply finds you. Your words, your thoughts, your emotions, they are magnets. If they are tangled in fear, they repel. If they are anchored in certainty, they attract. Speak within yourself. I now expect the perfect flow of money. I see it, I feel it, I welcome it. Do not concern yourself with the how or who. That is not your work. Your work is expectation. In these 33 minutes, every doubt must fall silent. You must refuse the voice that says, "It's impossible," for that is the voice of illusion. The truth whispers softly, "It is already done." When your mind aligns with that truth, miracles unfold not as exceptions but as the natural order. The unseen hand moves swiftly when you release resistance. What you expect with a calm heart you draw near. As a magnet draws metal, your unwavering expectation draws money, opportunities, and prosperity. The moment you say, "I expect," the law answers, "It is given." This is not fantasy. This is spiritual mathematics. Plant your expectation firmly, and the universe will obey. For the law is not swayed by doubt or delay, it is swayed only by belief. Pure, uncluttered, radiant belief. Your supply is closer than breath, nearer than thought. It waits not for time, but for your command. And when your expectation becomes clear, the river of money flows freely, effortlessly, and precisely on time. Visualization activates unseen supply, for there is a hidden current that moves before the eye can see it, before the ear can hear it, before the hand can touch it. It is the silent architect of circumstances, shaping and forming experiences in response to the quiet power of belief. When you expect something with conviction, not half-hearted hope, not fragile wishing, but deep, unshakable expectation, you open an invisible gate that allows the supply to flow toward you. This supply does not sleep, nor does it delay without reason. It is precise, unwavering, and responsive to the vibration of your consciousness. Money, opportunities, ideas, and assistance are all currents of this greater supply, waiting to be directed through the channel of expectation. Expectation is not mere optimism. Optimism may hope that something might happen. Expectation knows it is already on its way. It is not idle dreaming but an active force that speaks to the universe with authority. When the mind expects, the universe aligns, because expectation is an order, not a plea. It is the difference between a door left ajar and a door thrown wide open. Where expectation stands, resistance fades, and the path is cleared for what is already yours in the unseen realm to take form in the seen. Many live their lives speaking words of desire but holding thoughts of lack. They say they want abundance, but their expectation is tangled with fear, doubt, and contradiction. The universe does not answer words alone, it answers the vibration beneath them. When expectation is pure and unwavering, it becomes a magnet of irresistible strength. Supply is drawn not because it needs to be chased, but because expectation calls it by name. It recognizes the one who is ready to receive, and it rushes to meet that readiness like water seeks the lowest point. In the invisible realm, everything you desire already exists. Supply is not created at the moment you ask, it is revealed at the moment you expect. Expectation acts like a key, unlocking the door to that invisible storehouse. If you stand outside the door, hoping it might open, it remains closed. But if you stand with the certainty of one who knows their rightful place, the door swings wide without effort. This is why those who walk with quiet confidence often seem to receive with ease, because they expect, not beg. They know, not guess. Every expectation carries a signal, and the universe reads signals with exact precision. Expect scarcity, and scarcity comes. Expect delay, and delay answers. Expect wealth, opportunities, and ease, and the invisible forces begin to rearrange circumstances to make it so. Expectation does not need to see the evidence to believe. It believes, and then evidence appears. This is why the unseen supply is so powerful. It is not bound by appearances. Appearances may speak of lack, but expectation speaks of abundance, and the unseen listens to the louder voice. To activate unseen supply through expectation, the mind must be disciplined. It must be cleansed of the habitual thoughts of worry, of wondering how things will happen, of counting obstacles instead of certainties. Expectation is clear, steady, and unwavering. It does not pace back and forth in doubt. It sits in stillness, knowing the law is already in motion. Just as a farmer does not dig up the seed every hour to check if it is growing, one who expects does not question the process once the order is given. The farmer knows the soil works in silence. So does the universe. Unseen supply is like an ocean waiting for a channel. Expectation is the channel. The wider and clearer it is, the more easily the supply flows. Fear, doubt, and impatience act as blockages. They narrow the stream and slow the current. But when expectation stands pure and unclouded, supply flows naturally because it recognizes a place prepared to receive it. This is why expectation must not be weak or fleeting. It must be rooted like a tree, with deep roots that cannot be shaken by the winds of circumstance. When one expects with calm assurance, they no longer try to force or grasp. They do not measure their faith against the ticking of the clock. They do not chase, they align. They do not plead, they command through quiet certainty. This expectation is not loud, it does not need to shout. It speaks softly but with the weight of unmovable truth. The unseen supply responds not to noise, but to clarity. Expectation also reshapes the inner world. It transforms doubt into certainty, fear into assurance, and confusion into direction. When the mind expects abundance, it begins to see opportunities where it once saw walls. It recognizes paths where none seemed to exist. It becomes a receiver of divine signals, subtle nudges, and perfectly timed encounters. These are not coincidences, they are responses to expectation. The invisible is always listening. It is sensitive to the slightest shift in your belief. When you doubt, the current pauses, waiting. When you expect, the current moves again. It is not punishing or rewarding, it simply obeys. It is a perfect mirror, reflecting the image held in the mind. If the image is one of abundance, ease, and wealth, the reflection becomes that. If the image is one of struggle, delay, and doubt, the reflection mirrors that too. This is why expectation must be guarded like a sacred flame, kept steady and bright no matter the winds that blow. Those who expect supply do not need to strain to make it happen. Their work is inner, not outer. The outer rearranges itself once the inner is set. This is why two people can walk through the same circumstances and see entirely different outcomes. One expects nothing and receives nothing. The other expects abundance and sees doors open without knocking. The difference is not in the world, but in the lens through which they perceive it. Expectation is that lens, and it colors everything it touches. Expectation also commands timing without demanding it. It does not say, "I hope someday." It says, "It is on its way now." This now is not frantic or impatient. It is certain. It does not need to push, because it knows the supply was already set in motion the moment the expectation was formed. It is like a ship already launched. The waves may shift, but the course is set. The unseen supply, once activated by expectation, begins to move through channels you may not foresee. It may use people, circumstances, opportunities, sudden insights, or quiet alignments. It may appear as a gentle unfolding or as a swift, unexpected shift. But however it comes because the expectation made space for it. There is no limit to its expression, because the supply itself is infinite. The only limit is the size of the expectation. A small expectation opens a small channel. A vast expectation opens a wide one. Expectation is the language the unseen understands best. Words may fail, actions may falter, but pure expectation speaks clearly. It says, "I am ready," and the universe replies in kind. It is not about striving, pleading, or worrying, but about standing still in certainty. Where expectation stands, the unseen supply cannot help but respond. Time is a vessel, not a barrier, for what flows through it is shaped by the consciousness that directs it. Time itself holds no power to delay or deny what is already yours in the invisible realm. It is neutral, silent, obedient to the force of expectation and belief. When people view time as a wall, they create separation between themselves and the supply they seek. But when they understand time as a vessel, they realize it is simply the passage through which their manifestation travels. The supply does not struggle through time, it rides upon it effortlessly, awaiting the moment when belief and readiness meet. There is a vast difference between waiting in uncertainty and allowing time to deliver with certainty. When one says, "It will come someday," they push their desire into a fog of distance. But when one says, "It is already set in motion," they turn time from an obstacle into a servant. Time bends to the clarity of thought. It does not withhold, it carries. If you expect something to happen in 33 minutes, you do not force the minutes to hurry. You simply align with the truth that time is already carrying your supply toward you, like a river carrying a boat. Time has no resistance of its own. It mirrors the resistance in the mind of the one using it. Those who fear delay see delay everywhere. Those who expect speed experience swift alignments. It is not the clock that decides the outcome, but the consciousness behind the clock. The clock is a symbol, a simple tool to measure experience, not to define it. When you set an intention for a specific time, you are not binding the universe. You are giving it a vessel through which to move, a moment to arrive, a space to manifest. When the mind stops treating time as an enemy, all pressure falls away. Pressure arises from the belief that time can stand in the way. But time is not a gatekeeper. It is an open road. Your expectation determines the speed, your belief sets the direction, and your readiness determines how smoothly the journey unfolds. Those who master the art of expectation understand that time works with them, never against them. Time also teaches alignment. When you align your inner state with the certainty of the outcome, the minutes that pass do not feel heavy, they do not drag, nor do they threaten. They simply serve. Every tick of the clock becomes a carrier of the unseen. When you sit in expectation, you are not waiting. You are allowing. You are not counting seconds with impatience. You are watching a vessel approach the shore that was already set on course. Many tie their desires to a timeline filled with doubt, whispering to themselves that time may be too short or too long, that what they seek may not fit within it. But time does not decide what is too short or too long. It only obeys the strength of conviction. If you decide that your supply can arrive in 33 minutes, time will not argue with you. It will simply carry out the command written in the language of expectation. This is why when faith is firm, time seems to bend. People speak of miracles that happen suddenly, unexpectedly, but it is not time that changed. It is belief that cleared the way for the supply to arrive without hindrance. Time is not slow when faith is swift. It is not delayed when expectation stands unwavering. It moves at the speed of certainty. If you trust the process, every moment between now and the arrival becomes an ally, not a foe. To see time as a vessel is to remove all fear of waiting. Waiting, in its fearful form, is filled with doubt, but allowing is filled with quiet strength. The one who allows does not tap their fingers or question the minutes. They understand that just as a ship does not appear the instant it is spotted on the horizon, neither does supply manifest before the vessel of time carries it to the appointed moment. The ship was already on its way, it simply needed to arrive. When expectation is set, time begins to work invisibly. It gathers, arranges, moves people and circumstances like a silent conductor. What seems like stillness to the untrained eye is in truth a delicate choreography unfolding behind the scenes. When your belief is calm, you no longer demand proof in every second. You trust that time is doing its work, that the invisible is weaving the visible. The vessel is already moving. Time also gives space for your consciousness to prepare. Sometimes the supply is ready, but the receiver is not yet in the state to hold it. Time in such moments is not delay but grace. It is the stretch that allows your vibration to align, your mind to accept, your hands to be open. Without this vessel, the arrival might go unnoticed or unclaimed. When you trust time, you no longer wrestle with impatience. You understand it as part of the law. Every second carries possibility, but it is your belief that shapes what that possibility becomes. If you see the 33 minutes as a wall to overcome, your energy tenses, your expectation weakens, and your command fades. But if you see it as a golden vessel carrying your abundance, the very air shifts. Each minute feels alive, filled with quiet assurance. You no longer wonder if it will happen. You know it is already happening beneath the surface. To trust time is to trust the unseen. It is to accept that the universe works in ways not visible to the eye. The caterpillar cannot see the butterfly it will become, yet time is the vessel through which the transformation happens. So too with money, opportunity, or blessing. They exist in form unseen, and time is the bridge that carries them to the shore of visibility. When you hold unwavering expectation, the bridge holds firm. Those who fear time give power to the clock. Those who trust time hold the power within themselves. When you command time with certainty, it bends not as a servant in chains, but as a willing ally. It arranges without struggle. It delivers without delay. It is not about controlling time, but about aligning with its flow. The river does not resist the current, nor does the vessel struggle against the water when it is guided by clear direction. Time becomes gentle when you trust it. The minutes no longer feel like chains, but like steps on a sure path. Each step brings the unseen closer. Each moment opens the door a little wider. Expectation rides upon time like a bird upon the wind, not needing to flap against it, but carried by its steady movement. This is why when a person declares their intention and couples it with unwavering belief, time ceases to intimidate. The 33 minutes become a sacred vessel, holding within them the unseen flow that is already on its way. There is no rush, no panic, no pleading. There is only a calm knowing that what has been claimed will arrive at the appointed moment, carried perfectly, effortlessly by the vessel of time faith draws. Faith repels, for faith is the great magnet of the unseen, and fear is the hand that pushes away what is already reaching toward you. The law does not respond to need. It responds to the vibration you hold. Faith whispers, "Come," and all things unseen begin to move closer, aligning themselves with the certainty in your heart. Fear whispers, "Stay away." And the same things hesitate at the edge of manifestation, unable to pass through the wall you have built with doubt. Faith is not loud, but it is powerful. It does not have to shout, because its language is recognized immediately by the unseen forces. It speaks in calm, steady tones that cannot be misunderstood. When you hold faith, your very energy changes. It becomes expansive, receptive, magnetic. It creates a vacuum that supply rushes to fill. Faith does not beg for proof because faith is proof in itself. It claims the result before the result is visible, and because it claims it, the universe must respond in kind. Fear, on the other hand, contracts. It closes doors that were already open. It clouds the vision and clutches tightly, believing that by holding on it can control the outcome, yet in truth, it is pushing the outcome further away. Fear does not speak the language of abundance. It speaks the language of lack. Where faith says, "I have," fear says, "I might lose." Where faith says, "It is done," fear says, "What if it never happens?" The unseen listens, and it answers whichever voice is stronger. Faith is the state of mind that draws supply effortlessly. It requires no force, no tension. It stands calm like a beacon, and the unseen is drawn to it like iron filings to a magnet. It does not chase what it desires, it attracts it. This is why those who live in faith often receive with ease. It is not because they are lucky, but because they are open channels through which the supply can flow without resistance. Fear is a dam that blocks the river of abundance. No matter how great the current, it cannot flow through a wall of doubt. You can ask, hope, and plead, but if fear remains, the flow remains stalled. Fear feeds on uncertainty and grows stronger with every thought of lack. It thrives on impatience, on the restless scanning of the horizon for signs, on the inner voice that questions every quiet moment. The universe does not punish fear, but it cannot move through it. The law is precise and exact. It responds not to wishes, but to states of being. Faith draws because it aligns with truth. The truth is that abundance already exists in the unseen realm, waiting for a clear path to manifest. Faith provides that path. It does not need to see the outcome because it already feels its reality. It walks forward with certainty, even when nothing seems to move, knowing that the movement is happening beneath the surface. Like a magnet drawing metal it cannot see, faith pulls the unseen toward the visible. Fear repels because it creates dissonance. It sends out a signal of uncertainty that disrupts the natural flow of supply. It says, "I want this, but I don't believe it can happen." The unseen, hearing that mixed message, hesitates. It waits for clarity. It cannot flow toward a heart that pushes and pulls at the same time. That is why faith must be singular. It must hold the vision without allowing fear to speak over it. When faith is pure, it changes how time feels, how silence feels, how waiting feels. Silence no longer feels like emptiness, it feels like the air before the dawn. Time no longer feels like distance, it feels like a vessel carrying what is yours. Waiting no longer feels heavy, it feels sacred. Faith is the anchor that holds everything steady. Fear is the storm that shakes the anchor loose. Faith does not demand signs, it becomes the sign. It carries within it the quiet knowing that what is expected must arrive. This is why faith is magnetic. It does not wait to feel worthy. It declares worthiness now. It does not wait for everything to make sense. It knows the law works whether or not the mind can trace every step. Faith steps forward as if the bridge is already beneath its feet, and the bridge appears. Fear waits for proof before it believes, but proof does not come to the fearful. Proof comes to the faithful, because their belief opens the channel through which proof can arrive. When fear stands at the doorway, the supply remains on the other side, not because it is unwilling, but because the door is closed from within. Only faith can open that door. Faith is the stillness in the midst of noise. It is the unshaken core when appearances say otherwise. Appearances have no power against faith, because faith does not look at appearances for truth. It looks within and says, "It is already mine." That declaration draws unseen forces into action. They respond swiftly, not because they are commanded with force, but because they recognize their rightful place. Fear weakens the signal, it scatters energy. One moment it asks, the next it doubts, the next it pleads. This inconsistency is like a magnet that keeps changing its poles. Nothing can be drawn to it steadily. Faith is unwavering. It sends one clear, bright signal, "Come," and the unseen moves without hesitation. Faith also shapes your behavior without effort. When you believe deeply, your actions align naturally. You walk differently, you speak differently, you no longer speak the language of lack. You do not say, "I hope," you say, "I know." And because you know, every small action is filled with quiet power. Fear, by contrast, scatters your actions. It makes you act from desperation, from mistrust, from the need to control every step, which only builds stronger walls between you and the supply. Faith draws people, opportunities, ideas, and resources to you, often in ways the rational mind cannot predict. It creates openings where none seem to exist. It makes the unseen visible at the exact moment it is needed. Fear, however, blinds you to those same openings. It makes opportunities appear invisible, even when they are standing before you. Faith sharpens vision, fear blurs it. Faith is calm and deliberate. It does not chase the clock or fear the silence. It understands that the moment the expectation was born, the law began to move. Fear does not trust that movement, so it interferes, questions, and interrupts. The supply waits for a clear signal, and when faith finally stills the noise, the flow begins again. Faith is not built on appearances but on inner knowing. It is an inner light that shines even when everything outside looks dark. It does not flicker when the wind blows. It does not disappear when the clock ticks. It stands, steady and magnetic, pulling what is unseen into the light. Fear is a fog that hides what is already on its way. It whispers that the blessing may not come, that the time is too short, that the way is too hard. And when one listens to that whisper, they unknowingly push away what was already approaching. The unseen responds to the vibration, not the plea. When faith holds steady, even a short span of time can carry great abundance. When fear rules, even endless time cannot bring fulfillment. The magnet does not need eternity to draw metal to itself. It needs only clarity. Faith is that clarity. It says yes and means it. Fear says yes and no in the same breath, and the supply waits for a single answer. Faith is a light in the unseen, a beacon calling abundance home. Fear is a shadow that says, stay away. The law obeys both equally, without judgment, for it does not choose sides. It simply mirrors the signal it receives. If faith stands unwavering, the mirror reflects abundance. If fear stands louder, the mirror reflects emptiness. Faith draws, fear repels. One opens the door wide, the other shuts it tight. The unseen does not resist, it simply waits for the door to be opened by the steady hand of faith. Speak wealth into form, for the spoken word carries a power that reaches far beyond the limits of the tongue. Words are not just sounds, they are creative commands, vibrations sent into the unseen, shaping the currents of reality before the eye can perceive them. Every word you speak sets something in motion, either drawing abundance closer or pushing it away. When you speak wealth not as a wish but as a declaration, the unseen listens and responds with precision. Words are seeds planted in the soil of the invisible, and the harvest they produce is determined by the strength and clarity of the intention behind them. To speak wealth into form is to acknowledge that the law of creation is not distant or delayed. It is immediate, responsive, exact. When you say, I am abundant, you are not pretending or performing. You are aligning yourself with the truth that already exists. You are opening the channel through which abundance flows. Words give shape to expectation. They give form to faith. They declare to the universe, this is the reality I choose to stand in. And the universe, obedient to the spoken word, backed by unwavering belief, begins to mold itself around that declaration. There is a vast difference between speaking in hope and speaking in power. Hope whispers from a place of uncertainty. Power speaks from the certainty that the invisible already holds the supply. Words spoken in hope ask for permission. Words spoken in power give direction. Hope waits for signs. Power creates them. When your words carry the tone of authority, they act like keys unlocking the doors of supply. The unseen does not question. It moves according to the vibration carried in your voice. Wealth is not created in the material world first. It is spoken into existence. The spoken word carves pathways through which the invisible flows into form. When you declare abundance with clarity, you clear away the fog of doubt. Every word becomes a stepping stone on which the unseen can walk into visibility. When your language is firm and consistent, the path remains open. But when your language wavers, the path cracks and the flow stumbles. That is why speaking wealth into form requires discipline, not empty repetition. It is not the number of times the words are spoken that holds power, but the belief beneath them. Words are vessels of energy. They carry the weight of your consciousness. If you speak of lack, even as a casual remark, you are giving shape to lack. If you speak of wealth, you are giving shape to wealth. The law does not distinguish between what you mean lightly and what you mean seriously. It responds to the vibration behind the words. A single word spoken with unwavering certainty can carry more power than 1,000 spoken in doubt. This is why you must guard your language carefully. What you speak today becomes the structure you live in tomorrow. When you speak wealth, you do not speak as one begging to receive. You speak as one who already possesses. I am prosperous. Money flows to me with ease. My supply is unlimited. These are not idle affirmations when they are spoken with conviction. They are creative commands. They shape unseen currents. They shift the atmosphere around you. They instruct your mind to align with abundance and instruct the universe to deliver accordingly. Every declaration of wealth becomes a bridge connecting the invisible to the visible. The spoken word also transforms the speaker. When you speak wealth with certainty, your mind begins to reshape itself around those words. Fear softens, doubt loosens its grip, and the vision of abundance becomes more real. Your inner world rearranges to match your language. You begin to act in alignment with what you declare. The opportunities that once passed unnoticed now catch your eye. The resources that seemed scarce reveal themselves. The power of your words reaches both inward and outward, changing what you see and what sees you. Speaking wealth into form requires clarity. Vague words create vague outcomes. Clear words create clear results. When you speak, you must know what you are commanding, not as a demand made in desperation, but as a decree made in quiet authority. Just as a king does not beg his servants to obey, but simply speaks the order, knowing it will be carried out, so too must you speak your words of wealth with the assurance that they will be fulfilled. The universe responds not to panic, but to authority. Words spoken with fear carry no magnetism. They echo into the unseen without pulling anything back. But words spoken with faith are like a bell that cannot go unheard. They resonate, they vibrate, they summon. That is why it is not enough to merely say the words. They must be charged with belief. You can repeat "I am abundant" 1,000 times and still live in lack, if the belief beneath the words is weak. But speak it once with the full weight of conviction, and the law begins to move immediately. Speaking wealth also means silencing the language of lack. Every complaint, every fearful whisper, every careless statement of limitation builds walls between you and the flow of abundance. When you say "I can't," the universe obeys. When you say "I have," the universe obeys just the same. Your words are orders, and the unseen carries them out with perfect accuracy. This is why many unknowingly speak against their own blessings, not realizing that every word carries weight. Your language must become a reflection of what you desire, not of what you fear. To speak wealth into form is to live in the vibration of wealth, even before it manifests. It is to walk as if abundance already surrounds you, to speak as if every channel is open. The unseen responds to this certainty without hesitation. It does not ask whether you are worthy or whether the time is right. It moves according to the voice of command. Speaking wealth also aligns your actions without effort. When your language declares abundance, your behavior naturally follows. You begin to move like someone who expects good things. You make decisions from power, not fear. You stop shrinking back and start expanding forward. The words you speak shape your state of being, and your state of being shapes everything around you. The spoken word is a creative force because it bypasses hesitation when spoken with authority. It creates momentum where there was stagnation. It turns ideas into opportunities, opportunities into form. It carries an energy that the unseen cannot ignore. When you speak wealth, the very air around you begins to shift, responding to the frequency of your command. Every great flow of abundance begins with a word, not a hesitant murmur, but a clear, deliberate declaration. Words create the structure upon which the invisible builds. They are the foundation upon which the house of wealth stands. Without spoken intention, abundance remains a shadow. With spoken intention, it steps into the light. When you speak, you are not merely expressing thoughts, you are shaping reality. Words reach into the unseen and draw substance into form. They do not need permission to work. They do not depend on outer evidence to be true. They simply carry the vibration of the speaker, and the law answers that vibration exactly. Speaking wealth into form means understanding that the world listens to your words. Every sentence is a command. Every declaration is a blueprint. The abundance you seek is already waiting, listening, responding to the voice that calls it forth. The clearer and more certain your voice, the swifter the response. Your words are the bridge, the invitation, and the door through which wealth enters your experience. The law obeys clear belief, for belief is the command that the unseen cannot ignore. It is not the loudness of the voice that moves the invisible currents, but the clarity and certainty of the inner conviction. When belief is clouded, the response is uncertain, delayed, or scattered. When belief is clear, the law moves like a swift and obedient current, aligning events, people, and opportunities with exact precision. The law does not question, it mirrors. It does not debate, it reflects. It answers the tone of your belief the way a perfect echo answers the original sound. Clear belief is not the same as wishful thinking. Wishing hopes for something to happen, but belief knows it already has. Wishing looks to the future, belief stands in the present. Wishing wavers when appearances contradict it, belief remains still. The law does not respond to the shifting waves of emotion, but to the steady light of unwavering conviction. If the belief is fragmented, the result is fragmented. If the belief is whole, the result arrives whole. Many speak words of desire but hold beliefs filled with cracks. They say they want abundance, but deep within they doubt its possibility. They say they expect prosperity, but secretly they prepare for disappointment. The law hears the belief beneath the words, not the surface performance. It listens to the strongest signal. If doubt and belief wrestle within, the law receives a mixed command, and the outcome reflects that confusion. That is why clarity of belief is the foundation upon which every manifestation stands. Belief is like a key that fits a precise lock. If the key is crooked, the door does not open. If the belief is clear, the door swings wide without resistance. The unseen does not make exceptions or choose favorites. It simply responds with mathematical accuracy to the belief held with the most intensity. This is why some receive swiftly, while others wait in frustration. The difference is not in worthiness but in clarity. When belief is clear, the mind no longer negotiates with doubt. It no longer looks for reassurance in appearances. It rests in certainty. This rest is not laziness but power. It is the calm center from which everything moves. The law rushes to fill a clear command, because there is no contradiction to delay it. Just as water naturally flows through an open channel, supply naturally flows toward a clear belief. A clear belief speaks one language, not two. It does not say, "I have" in the morning and "I fear" at night. It does not declare abundance in one breath and question it in the next. It is single, unwavering, rooted. When such belief stands, the universe organizes itself around it without struggle. The law does not take time to decide whether to respond. The response is immediate because the command is unmistakable. Doubt is not punished by the law. It simply weakens the signal. A weak signal receives a weak response. A strong signal receives a strong response. This is not judgment. It is precision. When your belief is firm and clear, there is no hesitation in the response. It is like a perfectly tuned instrument. The sound resonates clearly, and everything that matches that note begins to move toward you. Clear belief does not require evidence because it creates the evidence. It does not ask for signs before committing. It commits and allows the signs to follow. This is why those who believe deeply often see the world rearrange itself in their favor. They are not waiting for proof. Their belief is the proof. The law follows their certainty, like a shadow follows light. Belief is a frequency. It sends out a call into the unseen, and only what matches that frequency can respond. A clear belief sends out a steady, unwavering signal. A confused belief sends out static. The unseen does not push against static, it waits for clarity. That is why moments of stillness and inner alignment carry such power. One clear moment of belief can accomplish more than years of uncertain hoping. When the belief is clear, time ceases to intimidate. It no longer matters whether the result arrives in 33 minutes or 33 days. The belief does not shift with the ticking of the clock. It stands as if the outcome is already in hand. And in truth, it is. The law is already at work the moment the belief solidifies. It is not delayed, it is in motion, arranging the unseen in perfect sequence. Clear belief is quiet but unshakable. It does not need to announce itself loudly, because its strength is not in noise, but in depth. It is the deep root of a tree that holds firm through every storm. Appearances may shake the branches, but the root does not move. Because it does not move, the law does not hesitate. It flows steadily, matching the unwavering tone of the belief it serves. When belief is unclear, the energy behind it scatters. One part of the mind reaches forward while another part pulls back. One hand opens to receive while the other closes in fear. The law receives both commands and cannot act with precision. It mirrors the inner conflict. This is why clarity must come first. The moment you choose a belief and refuse to let it waver, the invisible begins to align around that choice. Belief is a silent language understood perfectly by the universe. You do not have to shout it, you do not have to convince the world. You simply hold it, steady and sure. That holding is itself a command. The law responds, not to desperation, not to uncertainty, but to the unwavering flame of conviction. Clear belief has no need to explain itself. It does not question whether it is worthy of receiving. It does not seek permission from circumstance. It stands as a fact. It says, "This is mine," and the unseen moves to make it visible. It does not beg the law to obey. It knows the law already does. The power of belief is not in how loudly you declare it, but in how completely you stand in it. The one who believes without wavering has already claimed what they seek, even before it arrives. The one who wavers stands in a house with shifting walls. The law reflects both states without judgment, simply and perfectly. Clear belief is not rigid. It is steady. It does not resist, it allows. It does not force, it commands through stillness. It is the certainty that opens doors without knocking. It is the unspoken assurance that draws what is unseen into the light. It is the anchor beneath the waves, holding everything in place, no matter how the surface shifts. When belief is clear, words align naturally, expectation flows easily, time becomes a vessel, and faith becomes magnetic. Everything falls into place without strain, because the command is unmistakable. The unseen does not need to decipher mixed messages. It receives one pure signal and responds with speed and precision. Those who master the art of clear belief do not chase what they desire. They allow it to come because they know it already belongs to them. They walk with quiet confidence, not because they have seen the result, but because their belief is already the result. The law obeys not because it chooses to, but because it must. It mirrors, reflects, and delivers with unerring exactness the belief that stands without shadow. This is why clarity is power. A single clear belief can move mountains that countless efforts could not. A single unwavering thought can open doors that force could not budge. The unseen does not resist the command of clear belief. It recognizes it, aligns with it, and answers it in kind.